you a reason. Sorry.
I'll give you a streaming. Whoa.
What are the names of the MLW Von Erichs?
Marshall Von Erich
Marshall. Wow.
and Ross Von Erich.
Got it. Got it. Oh, they are not good.
One of them is One of them is easily better than the other. I think it's Marshall.
I'm trying to get my little thing going here, and I was like, do I want to watch the
Briscoes?
Yeah, and I guess I have committed to it.
I think
So
I personally I think that if anyone's gonna bring a good match of the Von Erichs, a good straight up and down tag match of the Von Erichs will probably be the Briscoes.
hey, look, Rachel Ellering.
Oh god, he's forgetting how to speak. All right, ready to go?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ring Post Radio, the only show that has been returned back to Sunday mornings. And in a weird way, I'm glad we sort of called it by doing this show on Sunday mornings because WWE has gotten around to putting shows completely on Saturdays, which have made our jobs all the more easier. I'm your host, Ryan Neitzey, and with me, as always, is Mr. W, Scotty Edwards. Scotty, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm tired.
It's 5-star season.
Very tired, actually.
5-star season for you.
It is 5-star season. We're not going to be live though for I think until August 21st when I'm on vacation. So I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to enjoy the couple weeks of sleep. But yeah, we're here. The busiest wrestling weekend of the year that's not WrestleMania weekend is this weekend. So yeah, let's do it.
Do you think WWE / Conrad are like purposely trying to make this another WrestleMania weekend?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like that was the case.
I don't think WWE tried to. Well, they kind of do because they pick a big venue, but
picked a big venue. They got Conrad to come in, do Starcast there. You know, it's all set up to, because
but Conrad wasn't supposed to put together Ric Flair's last match.
I don't know who was. I don't know who's in charge of that. I assume Conrad. Anyways, we're not talking about him. We talked about them last week. How are you? So I already said how you're doing, and I have no other thoughts, I guess. When's your vacation? It's coming up. Where are you going?
Going to Florida. Looking forward to it because it's vacation. Yeah, I don't know how much wrestling I'll watch, so like I'm sure we'll figure out a day to record, but that is something that I've been thinking about, like, oh, how much wrestling will I watch? What is on that time? I'm sure I will not be staying up for Stardom X Stardom, but I will probably watch it one way or the other on that day. So that'll be cool. But everything else, it's just like we'll see what happens. I think the G1 finals is that weekend too. So It's like hell of a time to go on vacation, King. Hell of a time. But I'll probably get those both in and then we'll record. But yeah, I'm excited because that means I don't have to work.
Yeah. Yeah, no, take that vacation. I think it's a long-deserved vacation for old Scotty Edwards. I was also looking at the calendar. Next week, in fact, is our official. We talked about it a couple weeks ago when it was the 50th episode. Next week, though, is officially your and I's 1-year anniversary of doing the show.
Jeez, we made it a year.
We're about to we're 99% of the way there to make it to a year. You and me, Scotty.
You and me, we come. Sorry.
You're saving that for the 1 year. You're saving that for the 1 year.
Yeah. We're gonna have to. We said we were gonna do something big for that. And we peaked with our interviewed episodes. So
Which, by the way, a lot of people are enjoying it. A lot of people are enjoying the interview with one Jack Morris. I thought it was very good.
does that mean we can be sublime every time ring post radio?
Well, I don't. We would have to ask him because that would be gimmick infringement, I believe.
I don't think that's how that works. I think you listen. Hear me out here. I literally watch wrestling every week. People take other people's gimmicks at all times. I literally look at Twitter every week. There are people that take my own gimmick every fucking time. Like okay.
Oh no, I started something. I pushed a button. I stumbled upon this button.
Yeah, you often push a button, but like the amount of times I see like my tweets taken, like I want to lose my mind. So I don't want to hear this. Like gimmick, you know what? We're not taking gimmick. We're not taking a gimmick. It's bullshit. No gimmick infringement here. Screw that.
I do think
I'll give you a reason.
I do think though that because we teamed up with him on the interview, that we can probably use his finisher move now. So
yeah, probably we could use the shooting star press.
Yeah,
I don't know when I'm going to use it though. So,
well, when you're in the pool at Florida, you're going to do a running shooting star press into the pool.
What do you think? What do you think the shooting star press of a podcast is?
The shooting star press of a podcast. It's a great question. It's of course going to be when you it's kind of like a slam dunk. So it's just when you have an interview with an international talent and it goes extremely well that everyone loves it. I think that's the shooting star press.
Nice.
Very good. Very good. Thank you everybody for joining us this week of Ring Post Radio. We've got lots to talk about. Not really like big news week. Last week was really the whole big news week, and obviously we're still getting the fallout from that. A little bit from SummerSlam. Get a little fallout of that, see how that booking direction is changing. And I imagine tomorrow for Monday Night Raw, we're going to get a lot more. And, SmackDown stuff moving forward. There's also already reports that NXT is changing up again. Reverting, I guess.
NXT. Not that stupid shit. I hope we can get rid of the fans that are there too, that actually go there and like willingly think it's good. That they're the worst part of it, actually.
The Floridian crowd.
Yeah, maybe we can. There's a lot to talk about, huh?
Yeah,
a lot to talk about, and I think Summerslam. What a show!
What a show! That's
a good way to walk away from a show, I guess.
I would agree. We're going to be talking about SummerSlam, of course, G1 Climax, Music City Mayhem from New Japan, 5-Star Grand Prix talk. But
or as I like to call it, Cracked Slam. Sorry.
Cracks?
There's nothing. There's nothing there.
Just
let it go. Just let it go.
Leave the jokes with me, Scott.
Let it go. Your jokes are bad.
Anyways, IWGP Women's Title was announced. That's a news bit. New Japan and Stardom creating the IWGP Women's Championship. This is coming from the Wrestling Observer. They have announced the creation of the Women's Championship with the first ever title holder to be decided at New Japan X Stardom on November 20th. There was a little bit more clarification saying that basically that the title will be defended on New Japan shows, but will kind of pretty much be booked by Stardom. It's kind of
as it should be. It should not be booked by Gato.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't make any
sense.
Gato
can barely book his own titles. I don't need him to book this title either. Like I'm literally watching a title reign that I couldn't care less with for the world title. So I don't sorry. Continue.
You're fine. So new IWGP Women's Championship. I think that's a huge move. It's not they obviously have been teasing the idea of a Stardom New Japan collaboration. We had the one event, and now we officially get a title that's going to be on New Japan shows. So you have to imagine moving forward, we're going to consistently however many shows we'll get it on, who the heck knows? But we're going to start getting more and more stuff. And you
Yeah.
know, huge thing for Stardom, by the way. Like, you unbelievably huge thing for Stardom. This joining Bushiroad has done wonders for Stardom, and Stardom has
Yeah,
done. And
they're the one company that they have that's not in the red.
I was about to say is that Stardom has actually been an insanely huge acquisition for Bushiroad, and I think they're getting thanked for it. Getting a new,
Mhm.
getting. No, no, I don't think it was Bushiroad's decision per se to have a title, but they probably were like, "Oh, let's put them on New Japan and have more people interest them." And
Yeah.
now
We
it's kind of a women's roster for New Japan as well. So we're also getting those sort of gender role barrier things coming down a little bit over in New Japan as well.
Yeah, so it's like it's not it's so it won't be a women's roster in terms of like them wrestling on their regular shows. It will be a roster in the sense that okay, so when they have a major show, they have a title match featuring
Yeah.
1A and 1B, which is here in the United States as well. So like Music City Mayhem
Hmm.
may have had a title match. Like that's the type of game we're playing here. And you have to remember too, they do have to play with the Stardom schedule, so there will have to be back and forth between that. Like, how much do you need these two people? And that's the interesting part to me. Obviously, when this was announced, I was awake. I'm not gonna. I like to. I'm gonna toot my own horn here for once. No one covered that as fast, as fluidly as this guy right here. So I did everything I could to like get that out, make sure I got all the bits. So all the bits are very important, like because obviously you read IWGP Women's Championship and you instantly think, oh, is that gonna be more important than the World of Stardom Championship, the Wonder of Stardom Championship? And the answer is obviously no, they're not, because this is essentially a New Japan title that uh, allows the women to go on to their major shows and go to America and or really just have something to focus on, right? It's the better version or the smarter version of the SWA title, where you now don't have to face someone that doesn't live in your country. You just defend it, and it's a title that you make your own. So it's very smart choice. It won't be used on many Stardom shows, which is very important as well. It'll only be used on, say, maybe their biggest ones. So maybe Stardom Dream Queendom. It'll be defended as like the third title to the top. It'll never. I'm sure it will never main event unless it's a joint New Japan Stardom show over a World of Stardom title or something like that. So that's kind of how I see it, and I think it's a brilliant idea. I was instantly all in on it the moment I read it because it does help expand in a way that isn't just, oh, we're going to send Mayo Iwatani to AEW for one match. This is a chance to send them to those New Japan rings and use those shows to get them over because you have an audience there that's more likely to care than a AEW audience. And that just kind of goes into the point here that we've been talking about, or at least people have been talking about throughout this week with the Miyu Yamashita Thunder Rosa match. It's like Joshi fans especially, and I'm not fully on either side of like gatekeeping Joshi or hey, they need to be on all these AEW shows. I'm not on either side because there's good and bad to both things.
Hmm.
But there is nothing that I will not fight the idea that you're putting stardom wrestlers on these New Japan cards because it's just a way to one, bulk them up, but two, get stardom over there in some sort of fashion. Now that you have a title that has IWGP on it, it does make people notice. It's
Yeah.
going to make people notice, which is good. Which is good. They're going to have to be clever with it, obviously, because you do have the two titles in Stardom that are more important, but it's an overall benefit to the company to the promotion and really to New Japan. I said this half jokingly, but I actually meant it. Like, oh, I'm so happy that Stardom wrestlers get to steal the show now on every New Japan show. And I was like, well, that could be true. It depends what the rest of the card is, but it's going to be good because now they're going to get to wrestle on Wrestle Kingdom. It's not just going to be a tag. It's
Yeah.
going to be a title match. So that's cool.
Yeah, and it's going to be way more than just Wrestle Kingdom as well. It's going to be Dominion. It's going to be, I don't know, random house shows. Probably not random house shows. I don't know. We'll see how it's properly booked. Yeah, no, I think this is fantastic. It's kind of funny that Bushiroad's like, hey, give this title to Stardom. They're the growing company right now. You guys need the help, and let's put some more Stardom wrestlers on your roster, or on your shows. Yeah, no, it's great. Because you're right. It's not just that there's going to be Stardom wrestlers in New Japan now and on shows and wrestling for titles and whatnot, but it's also for New Japan Strong. It's going to be in the States, and if I remember hearing that there was going to be Stardom wrestlers coming to the States soon, so this
Yep.
has obviously been in the works for a while now. That was probably the plan. To bring them over to New Japan Strong shows. And now they're going to be having a title to fight over. And I think that makes it all the more worth it. It makes those New Japan shows all the more reason to go out and go see them, I think.
Hmm.
It boosts up New Japan Strong even more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now Scotty can just might have the chance to see all of these New Japan roster or Stardom roster members in the States finally. So I know Scotty is ripped, raring, and ready to go. As
Yeah,
it
I
were.
gotta. Yeah, there's a lot of good things happening. Let's just say that.
A lot of great things. It's a very great thing for Stardom,
Yeah,
and quietly a really great thing for New Japan, I would say.
it's better. This is gonna sound ridiculous. It might be better for New Japan.
Yeah, no, it might turn their revenue around a little bit and make them sell more
that
tickets and stuff.
it, it adds some freshness to their cards
Yeah,
too. Like their cards can be very like, well, great. But now if you're gonna have like Mayo Iwatani defending against, I don't know, just name someone. It doesn't really matter. Hazuki,
Fukigen
right?
Death.
Well, no,
You said name
they're not
anybody.
going to do that. Okay, well, sure. Yeah, you got me there. You got me there. But yeah, it can't be a bad thing. I don't think so. I look forward to it. I look forward to it. That was the big news that was dropped, obviously, kind of out of nowhere, but should have saw it coming, honestly. Ugh, big yawn.
Yeah, how dare you? Great news. But let's move on and talk about SummerSlam. That was the big event from last night, the biggest party of the summer. Kid Rock was there.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It was a big party when Kid Rock is there, making out with a woman and flipping off the bird on live television. Great stuff, great stuff. But lots of great things happen on the show. It maybe dragged a little bit in the middle, I would say, dragged at parts. But overall, I thought this was a fairly decent show, and a lot of different things creatively that I was interested in. So,
I like playing the game now.
what's the
There's
game?
a game that's played when we do these shows until like Triple H gets to take fully over. He's like, was that a Triple H move or was that a or it's not even asking that. It's like, oh, that was a Triple H move. And
Yeah,
like 2 seconds later, it's like, oh, that was a Vince move.
yeah.
And it's like,
It
I don't want to play. I don't want to play this game every week.
as for a little bit now, it's going to be saying if something was good, it was a Triple H move. If something was bad, it's a Vince move.
That being said, the biggest like part of this show, at least for us, that was Triple H move. Not even a fucking question.
Yeah,
Like that, I not questioning it for a second. Like
yeah.
one of those people were released by Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about
So
what you're alluding to, which was the ending of the Raw Women's Title match. Before we talk about the match proper, the ending of that match saw Bayley making her triumphant return to WWE. She was sidelined for more than a year, and then just kind of sat around for a while doing nothing, already healed up, ready to go. As she's making her way to the ring to face off against Bianca Belair, Dakota Kai her music hit. Someone that was
Boom, boom, boom,
released
boom.
a couple months ago by Vince McMahon and WWE as a whole. She walked out. She joined up with
That was a big
Bailey.
one
That was pretty big.
because, like, obviously, it's like, oh, wait a minute, she was released.
She,
Not only was she has not been around, she was released from this company
she was straight up released from the
because she didn't
company.
want to resign. And then the moment Triple H was like, all right,
Yep.
so you want to sign? And she was like, yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
She was released in April of this year. And then Bailey mouths it that I think we have one more. Out comes Io Shirai. Oh, sorry. Io Sky comes out
Never
next.
calling her that.
Io Sky comes out next, hits her
The
music, and
name,
joins the group.
okay, I gotta say this. The name wouldn't be as bad if they didn't make Io look so stupid. Like, the name Io looks so
Oh,
dumb.
the IYO.
Yeah, it looks so weird.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Io Sky would have gotten through it. Like, whatever, that's fine.
It
But
feels like they changed it to like make it more phonetic. Like you
yeah,
see it, you're
well, they
like
also probably want
Io.
to trademark.
Yeah, that's also true. But yeah, Io Shirai, and they already have the trademark for Dakota Kai, so who cares?
Yeah,
But yeah, Io Sky joins them, and we have a new faction of Bailey, the formerly released Dakota Kai, and the probably about to be released, about to be straight up gone, Io Shirai have now all joined up, face down with Bailey, and the newly turned now face Becky Lynch, which is also a great decision. Face
well,
off against each
needed
other.
it.
So, what are your
Needed it.
thoughts about this entire closing of this match before we get to the match itself?
Well, I think that Triple H. So this is a scoop for everybody. Triple H actually asked me, "Hey, if you were to make a faction with 3 wrestlers that you like, what would you do?" The conversation went like this: "Is like, well, obviously Bailey.
Yeah,
I tweeted every paper you guys have. Oh, Bailey should come back.
yeah,
But obviously Bailey." I was like, "Well, if you're not going to let Io Shirai go back to Japan, then she has to be in it, obviously."
hmm
And I was like, "Oh, you know what? Go get Dakota Kai back. You know why? Because I don't need to see her lose to Britt Baker. So yeah, let's go get Dakota Kai back." And yeah, it just happened. So you're welcome, everybody.
yeah,
I think it's boss though. Like, you instantly wrote, you instantly. It wasn't it wasn't a lift to the Raw Women's Division. It was like a complete transformation.
yeah,
You brought that women's division that was pretty much Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch every single show to now your women's division on Monday nights is Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, Bailey, Io Shirai, Dakota Kai, Rhea Ripley. Like, that alone, that is something you build around right
yeah.
there. And I think Becky Lynch is probably switching over to SmackDown soon. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. There was a babyface turn last night and there was a heel turn last night. It's not very difficult to figure out where they're going. But I think that's kind of, and now you have a great base over on Monday nights. And if you could somehow get a certain boss back, which I do think that will happen.
Yeah.
Um, you're cooking. You're cooking. All of a sudden, that women's division in NXT from 2 years ago is the Raw women's division with Becky Lynch and Bailey, and it's like, whew, whew.
We're
And Bianca Belair is obviously so much better now than she was then.
Yep. Whereas I'm not against Liv Morgan getting the shine there. Like, uh, Vince and Co were like, "Oh, we need Banks and Naomi are gone, and we need new stars." So they're like, "Let's make one with Liv Morgan." And sure, that might work. But Triple H is like, "Oh no, let's just bring some back and move some up to the main roster. We have all these people available to us." And it was a much needed injection to the roster. If you don't bring Banks and Naomi back, I think you're now better off than you were before.
Mm.
I feel like it's now way bigger of a possibility that that's going to happen than anything else. But at the very least, it's Io Shirai, Dakota Kai, and Bailey being back on the roster is a huge, massive injection to the women's roster. and it's not
Yeah, that's
just
fine.
not just that, but it's a shot across the bow as well to other companies.
Yeah, you know what's you know where again, this is where Triple H can make this company different from AEW, and it is that women's division.
Yes,
Like,
yes,
that was the biggest topic point when AEW Dynamite ended this past week. Fight for the Fallen, whatever it's called. That was the biggest talking point. That's what everyone was talking about because a certain match wasn't as good as, say, what it can be,
sure.
and that led to a lot of people anger. And I just, I sat there after Triple H did this, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, he knows. He knows. He knows
Yes.
what he can do with this division."
Hmm.
And this goes to the Sasha Banks point. Unless Sasha Banks plans to go to Japan, going to AEW is not going to give her a better time than, say, a Triple H ran WWE will. It just
And
won't.
not enough money either.
Right. Triple H is one of the Triple H put her in the main event of NXT.
Yep.
Like he obviously loves that group. There's a reason Bailey's now leading a women's faction. The last time we had a women's faction was it was like Paige and the two Dingleheads. I can't remember their
How
names.
dare you say
Mandy
that about
Rose and Sonya Deville.
how dare
There
you
we
say
go.
that about Absolution?
Like that was the last time, and it didn't matter because Paige got hurt in seconds. So it's like this is really going to be the first time, I think, and it's a start, right? It's a start. Now Bianca Belair has three new challengers
Yep.
right off the rip,
Yep.
and they're all great. Like
I'm pretty sure
it's
two of
fantastic.
which, oh, three. Well, actually, all three of which she's faced before. So but it has been
Yeah,
a very
well,
long
Bianca
time.
Belair is a lot better now
Yep.
than when she faced two of them.
Yep.
I think when she faced Bailey last year, she was already at that level. But
Hmm.
just a lot of excitement, I think. A lot of excitement right off the bat. You have a good women's title match, and then you have this, and it's like you actually saw people buzzing about WWE last night.
Yeah.
And I saw some Joshi fans like, Io Shirai's not coming back. I was like, listen, I get it. I do. I do. Love Io Shirai. But this is something she wanted to do. She wanted to be on that main roster. That was her goal when she went there.
Hmm.
And now she has accomplished it. She's going to do what she wants to do. And then when she wants to come back, she'll come back. But that's fine by me. Go do what you need to do. Stardom is going to be okay. I promise. They're going to be perfectly fine without Io Shirai. You know how I know that? Because they've been perfectly fine with Io Shirai this whole time. So
I think it's not just a juice of creative for WWE, but it's also you have to acknowledge what else Triple H is, which is head of talent relations. Look, the huge, massive win for head of talent relations Triple H, bringing back a female wrestler and being able to keep another female wrestler from leaving, which is kind of disappointing. How easy it is to keep Io Shirai, just obviously give her more money, but also just be like, yeah, go on the main roster, and then you have her still. Like if Vince and Co just were like, yeah, go to the main roster, here's some extra money, and then it's like, great, you keep her a little bit longer. But it's head of talent relations Triple H as well. He is able to persuade Dakota Kai to come back, keep Io Shirai from leaving to Japan, get Bailey in there, make everyone happy. Seemingly,
I think
so it's a massive good move for him as well.
I do think it goes deeper than him just having to persuade. It's like they trust him.
Yes.
They have a relationship with him
Yep.
through working with him through NXT. So I think there's also a loyalty there.
Yes.
So that also comes into play, and I think it's beneficial to them all. We'll see what happens, but right off the bat, I mean there's instant improvement in one aspect of WWE within the first show that he's really booking. So that's cool.
Well, going back slightly, what do you think about the opening match itself, which was, of course, Bianca Belair defeating Becky Lynch to retain the Raw Women's Championship?
Obviously the match is going to be compared to the WrestleMania one because it's hard not to. Some of us, compare it to last year's SummerSlam match instead. just because same pay-per-view. I thought the match was really good. It wasn't the WrestleMania match. Didn't expect it to be the WrestleMania match. That was asking a lot for them to do that. But they have really good chemistry. I thought the finish was awesome of her hitting the Spanish fly off the second rope and then just picking her up and like hitting like the best KOD she's ever hit. Like she put it into that. And then having Becky do the respect thing after, like, okay, now you're kicking the tires on where you're supposed to be going for next year. And Becky Lynch being a babyface is literally 100 times better than like anything else that she's been doing, being over the top and pretty much being and people might get mad at this, but she's pretty much just being Seth Rollins, but the women's wrestler of it, like wearing all the ridiculous stuff. And now she gets to go out there and be herself. And now she's also going to feud with these three. You got to take that into account. So, like, that plus the match, which I thought was good. It's just a good overall. It was a great 30 minutes for the women of WWE, but WWE. I think it was like all within 30 minutes.
If I was Triple H, just real quick point. If I was Triple H, I would have just very quickly announced Io Shirai and Dakota Kai versus Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair for Monday Night Raw. I would just very quickly announce that on the pay-per-view.
That would be an AEW type thing.
Yeah, I just do it, but do it though, and get all those people watching on Peacock to go watch Monday Night Raw for these new people. Why not? Anyways, the match itself. Yeah, I'm one of those people that compare it to the WrestleMania match. Comparing it to previous matches they had. Obviously, way better than the 26-second match. Loads of improvements since then.
Hot take.
Okay. I didn't like it as much as I think most people. I was kind of down on this match personally. There was a lot of great spots, but I felt like their chemistry wasn't like completely there. There was a lot of like missteps and mistakes that they made as well that kind of took me out a little bit. Kind of disappointing, and I understand. I'm obviously the low man on the totem pole for this whole match, but I just could not get into it at all, really. Everything just kind of felt slow. Everything kind of felt misjointed and spots. A lot of good high spots. A lot of good high spots, but just kind of.
I have to ask you, if you thought this was misjointed, what did you think of the AEW Women's Title match?
What, the Thunder Rosa Masha? I thought it was good. I thought it was fine.
Because that was the most misjointed women's match I've seen on TV in a long time that features a good wrestler.
I don't know what I rated it off the top of my head, but I think it was similar. A similar rating.
Wow.
If not, maybe a quarter, maybe like a quarter star difference, maybe.
Wow. That was
it's just my opinion.
There's a conversation to be had about Thunder Rosa, by the way.
Oh, are you in the Britt Baker camp of sandbagging?
No, I'm not in the Britt Baker camp. No, there's a conversation to be had about people that aren't having good title reigns with that title. All of them. Literally all of them.
Oh yeah, for the women's division. Yeah. I think it's just how it is.
It's not changing. It's just the AWA, but like so many bad reigns.
Yeah, but it's also like who you put it on. Who do you put that women's title on?
It was supposed to be Thunder Rosa. That's the whole thing. It's like
maybe
they're in trouble.
Maybe that's us as fans putting too much into Thunder Rosa than expectations.
Probably,
maybe that's expectations.
I guess.
But I thought this match itself, I thought the WrestleMania match was way better. I love that match.
I thought you were gonna say the Summerslam.
I guess I
damn, dude, what the fuck? It was 26 seconds.
I think it was the same sort of thing as like the Thunder Rosa Miya Yamashita match to me, in the sense that my expectations were high, and then when they weren't met, it made the match more disappointing to me. And my emotion of disappointment has weirdly a lot of play in match ratings.
Hey, it's your match ratings in the end. Why would it be anyone else's disappointment?
Yeah. It's just you set the bar at WrestleMania and you're like, all right, here we go. And I wasn't there. And it is what it is. I understand that maybe that's me thing, but is what it is. I got more hyped
It,
about the post match than the match itself.
to be fair, I think everyone
That's true. Next match was Logan Paul versus The Miz. And Scotty, Logan Paul, of course, defeated The Miz by pinfall, but I cannot express enough how very upset it is for me to say that this match was fantastic.
Yeah, Logan Paul's good at wrestling.
I don't like the guy at all, but Jesus Christ, he's good at wrestling. What can I say?
He's like absurdly good at wrestling.
It's
For a
so
guy that has
frustrating.
2 matches to his name, has 0 wrestling background in his in anything.
Yep.
He's really good at it. Like he is. It's like it's not fair. I think that's my best way to say it because, like, let's be honest. Like, if this guy ever wants to go all in, he's gonna be a world champion. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
He's never gonna go all in, I don't think, because he has a lot of ventures and makes a lot of money doing other things. But man, if he wanted to,
He could.
He had the best Miz singles match that I've seen, maybe ever.
I know. I could not think back to a better Miz singles match. This match was great. This match was fantastic. The athleticism was there. The storytelling was there. The high spots, the freaking frog splash through the table was there. Which I just remembered that they rebuilt that announcer's table instead of doing a 2-table gimmick. The high spots were there. It was just so good. Everything about it was so good. The Miz stepped up. The Miz did good work as well. And I don't know who made whom look better, but Logan Paul looked great in here as well. Looked fantastic. Looked comfortable in the ring. It just looks like he is in a playground and he's just nailing everything, and it's so frustrating.
I confidently say he is the best celebrity wrestler ever.
Yeah,
And that's coming from someone
probably
that
true.
thought before this it was probably Pat McAfee, like, who's also very good at this whole wrestling thing. But man, Logan Paul's really good.
It's interesting because Logan Paul
He has a
does make
phenomenal frog splash.
Logan
Phenomenal.
Paul does make Pat McAfee look worse.
He does. He does, and I think Pat McAfee usually looks good, but he absolutely does.
Yeah. It's
Logan Paul is 27 years old, so like,
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I'm sure he's gonna get bored with it and go away, but
yeah,
he could be a tremendous heel if they wanted him to be.
Yeah, if they want to keep him,
I'm sure they want to keep him.
Yeah, and he signed to a contract. We just don't, it's per appearance deal basically. So I don't know how many we get. I think it was till the end of next year. I think.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
So we're probably gonna get another WrestleMania and SummerSlam moment.
I tweeted. I said, why is Logan Paul better than your Money in the Bank holder? Legitimately, he is. It's not even a question. Like, really I've already seen more good Logan Paul matches in WWE than I've seen Austin Theory matches.
He's really good.
And it's not like Logan Paul was in there with like the best of the best. He was in there with fucking Miz.
I think that's also why we're giving so much begrudging praise to Logan Paul, because it's also a match against the Miz, someone that everyone was like, there is no way this match is good. It's the Miz. And maybe that speaks to the Miz too. I don't think so though. There's no evidence suggesting that would be with him. Fantastic.
I don't really look at the Miz and think, oh, you know what, he's good. Like, I would said that to myself in a long while.
The Miz, he's underrated. He's an underrated guy, and I think he should be pushed more.
The last time he was underrated was like 5 years ago when he did the Daniel Bryan promo, and he hasn't been underrated since then. If anything, he's been overrated.
Yeah,
he's a 2-time world champion.
But yeah, just phenomenal match. Ciampa was getting involved. AJ Styles came out. Paul hits a beautiful, phenomenal forearm. Just back and forth. Frog splash through a commentary table, winning the match of the skull crushing finale that looked rough as hell too. Just all around, I thought this was like just great psychology. Just like everything that was like, man, this is the this is like the best that WWE can be, in my opinion. Like, why is it not always this? And it was just so good. It was
Why can it not always be Logan Paul? That is what Ryan said, everybody. He just said, why can't it always be just Logan Paul on his screen? And listen, Ryan, he literally has a YouTube channel. You can make that happen. That's literally why he's popular. You can make it happen any time if you want to. So go ahead, go do it, and just have yourself a party.
Is Logan Paul's theme music on Spotify yet?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, and I think this is important too. Like the fact that he has gear that makes him actually.
It is, by the way.
Of course, it is. That makes him actually look like a wrestler. Like that cannot be overlooked.
Yeah, he's not coming out there and just pants.
It adds a lot.
He's coming out in tights. He's coming out in tights. Mm-hmm. He's not coming out in pants and shorts,
pads. And literally, like he looks like he took the time to create his wrestling gear on WWE 2K, and it's like, this is what we're doing. And it's like, okay, cool,
good stuff.
But yeah, it was pretty much this, and then it was like downhill until the main event.
I hate to say it, Scotty, but I think this also might have been my match of the night.
I can guarantee you it wasn't my match of the night. I am here for the Crack Fest.
Yeah, we'll get to the Crack Fest. United States Championship match: Bobby Lashley versus Theory. We all a chalk win. We all knew what was going to happen. Bobby Lashley defeats Austin Theory to retain the title. Not sure why this match was even happening. But the match happened, and it was short. It was a short match. It was just kind of, a little back and forth, but ultimately Bobby Lashley just kind of, putting the crap to Austin Theory and,
I got blacked out for the middle of the show. I don't remember any of it.
That's fine. The match was, good. I gave it like 3 stars. It was like good, but like, I've seen so many 3-star matches. Who gives a shit?
I don't know what I gave it, and I don't really care what I gave it because it probably wasn't that
high. All right, then the next match of the night was Judgment Day versus the Mysterios in a no disqualification match. Now it's no disqualification.
Speaking of wet farts.
Speaking of no disqualifications, you obviously you gotta tag out, gotta hold that tag rope, gotta make sure you're tagging in.
You gotta wrestle the entire match like it's a regular tag team match until Edge comes out.
Until you decide to use a chair and you need some sort of reason to lose the match cleanly in a way to outside interference Edge. That's right. Edge made his return as well during this match, attacking Finn Balor, spearing him and setting him up for the 619 for the Mysterios to get the win. Dominic didn't turn at all. It was just an Edge reappearance. Maybe we'll get the turn down the line. Maybe the turn never exists. Who cares? Who knows?
Dominic sucks. Who cares?
I thought he was
got to be the worst 2nd generation player, 3rd generation or whatever. Like he sucks.
Yeah, he's what's that?
You know what he got handed down from Rey Mysterio?
The 619.
His promo ability, which Rey Mysterio's promo ability is shit.
Yeah.
So the fact that that's all he got from his dad, with no skill, because again Dominic stinks. He's in trouble. Also, on Edge, someone needs to tell this guy that no one needs him. Like, he's not Chris Jericho, okay? He's not going to be able to rebuild himself. He's failed once already in this return. Looks like he's going to fail again. Like, literally, no one is asking for the Brood in 2022. I swear. No one. Not a soul.
But he's getting the Brood entrance. Which the audience all saw being built.
He also has another theme song that no one knows. Like, people want to cheer Edge for being Edge. That is what they want. The
Well,
fact that they could it's true because that's what people were cheering. People did cheer Edge as Edge.
yes.
Like we can say that his matches weren't that great, or like I think his only good feud has been with Seth Rollins, truthfully.
Or he didn't actually like draw on the ratings when he was Edge.
No, but like I don't care enough about that stuff. I don't need to do that stuff. If he gets cheered in the building, that's enough for me.
Sure.
And he's not getting cheered in the building for a theme song that no one knows, a haircut that's obviously different, like a red jacket and shirt that makes him look like he's part of the House of Black. Like this is not what people sign up for. It's just you couldn't have had it like a more uneventful return for a guy that had one of the biggest returns of all time.
Also, if you're gonna do a return like that, just like I don't know, figure out a way to construct the stage in a way that has some sort of elevator in it in the stage, not construct the elevator mid match. Like,
I think that's hilarious.
The crowd's just like, oh, what's happening over there? Not paying attention to the match that's in front of them at all. It was just a tool to get Edge to return, and that was all this match was, and it was so bad. I mean, the work itself was fine, I guess, but it was like confusing because it's no DQ. Who cares? And by the way, this happens every time there's a no DQ tag match. Every single time in WWE there's no DQ tag match, they respect the tagging in and out rules, and everyone lines like, why are they doing that? It's just how they do it, guys. It's just how they do it. It's dumb. It's bad. I don't know why they keep doing it. Just make it a tornado tag at that point. Who cares? It's ridiculous.
Judgment Day, like the only good part of Judgment Day is Rhea Ripley.
I was gonna say the theme music. The theme music though does slap.
The theme music is good, but like Rhea Ripley's the only one that has like a presence or aura about her.
Yeah.
And all she had to do this match is just walk back and forth.
I want to talk about Finn Balor though. Not nearly enough leather for him. Like Rhea Ripley's decked out in leather and spikes. Damian Priest decked out in leather and spikes. And then Finn Balor's got like leathery pants, but like they're not as shiny, not as spiky. What are we doing?
No. The problem is you're covering up Finn Balor way more than you probably should be.
That's true.
That's the problem. Who puts pants on Finn Balor?
Yeah. He needs to be. I want to be seeing that Finn Balor dong, and I think that's
okay.
That goes without saying.
Moving on. All right, let's go. We already talked about Judgment Day way too long, literally longer than Triple H will talk about it in the next like 2 months when it's dead.
Pat McAfee.
And we have NXT Finn Balor back. Sorry, I had to get that through.
Pat McAfee versus Happy Corbin. That's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Corbin's boring. So
Corbin's boring, like, and Pat McAfee did some cool spots. Did a swanton to the kind of the floor.
He did his best.
He did a Panama Sunrise. He did a Panama Sunrise.
Kind of. He looked like he was going to actually do the Panama Sunrise. I was like, what?
Yeah.
But
it was kind of a Panama.
Here's
destroyer.
The problem.
Panama Destroyer.
I don't think I could care about anyone less than Baron Corbin in 2022 as like watching as a wrestling fan. So like for me, it's like, okay, this is great, but it wasn't great. It wasn't great. Take that back. This isn't great. This was it was fine. It got the job done.
Yeah.
Of Pat McAfee winning.
Yep.
But they took away his. They gave him a real like entrance song now, and it's like, oh well, that's a shame.
That's what I was hyped for. I was hyped. I was into it. I was getting into it. I was like, let's go. Let's get some white.
Match would have been better if he had it.
It would have got me more hype than a choir of people singing bum ass Corbin and then just vague O's. Oh, wherever it was. I don't know.
Yeah, you were trying to be Mojo Rawley in NXT. Instead, you were Mojo Rawley on the main roster, and it just sucked. It just sucked the life out of you.
And from watching this match, I wanted to be Mojo Rawley in WES, the WES.
Yeah,
and by that I mean not existing. Next match, Undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match. The Usos successfully defended their titles against the Street Profits. Special guest referee Jeff Jarrett be damned.
This
Look, I think we gotta first thing first. We gotta chalk it up to the fantastic, outstanding referee job by Jeff Jarrett.
this was the thing you hung on to.
It's just
Like
unremarkable positioning. Just he was always there at the point he needed to be. Just impeccable positioning. Great stuff all around. He was in the spot. He wore the shirt. He counted to 3. Just great stuff. We constantly got to put over Jeff Jarrett and how great he was as being a ref. And way better than the 4 talents. We just gotta keep talking about it because he's just so
was
good.
the best part of the match.
Best part of the match.
Lying.
He caught that foot. It was great, but he did nothing with it.
The direction that they have chosen for the Street Profits stuff is not the direction I would have gone.
Mm-hmm.
Teasing Montez Ford going heel, that is the complete opposite of the singles push people are hoping for Montez Ford. They want to cheer him.
Yeah.
They want to see him succeed.
Yep.
He does a frog splash that is for a baby face. Like I know finishers aren't like, but that's a baby face finisher.
Yep.
So already weird there.
Which means
the match itself.
Which means if he turns heel, he is no longer going to be doing that frog splash.
No, he's going to do something stupid. The match itself wasn't all that special. I saw a lot of. I tweeted this. I was like, every time the Usos have a match, I fear what I have to read on the timeline because it's like, they're not as good as the Usos. No, they're not as good as the Young Bucks, or they're better than the Young Bucks. 1, they're not as good as the Young Bucks.
Yeah,
let's just put that out there now. 2, this was very underwhelming. I fell asleep for 2 minutes during it.
Yeah, it was
before someone woke me up.
If you loved the first half of their Money in the Bank match, you love this match. And that being said, it was boring. Is a lot of Jeff Jarrett really being a stickler on the rules and really putting himself
Shout
over
out Jeff Jarrett, though. He was the only good part of it.
Oh my god, impeccable positioning, just unbelievable.
Probably the best referee.
You know what, Mike Chioda, just get out, just touch grass, dude. Like
I thought,
like, come on, man. What are we doing?
I thought what you were gonna say. Truly, I thought you were gonna say. Never mind.
What? Well, no. What do you want to think I was gonna say?
No, it's okay.
Oh, okay. Say it after the air.
No. I probably forget it by then.
All right. Well, anyways, the match is boring as hell. Just not a solid bout at all. I think it was fine. I mean, there was work there. It like what this match should have been was the second half of Money in the Bank, and this nonstop action. But we wanted to include Jeff Jarrett in this match. We wanted to make sure Jeff Jarrett was important in this match. And ultimately, we're putting over Jeff Jarrett because he was, like you said, the best part of this entire match. Impeccable positioning. Hashtag impeccable positioning. Anyways, moving on. Riddle and Seth Rollins brawled.
Fucking pissed me off. Like, why did they not give Seth Rollins a match? Why did they say, what, we need to save this for Cardiff?
Yeah, so what's happening with that, right? It's they kayfabed injured Riddle.
Yeah.
So to save this match for another show, then is it for, you're assuming, for the Castle?
Yeah, that's what was reported. It's going to happen at Cardiff. And all I can ask is, do they know that neither of these guys are from there? Like, there's no reason to save this for there? There's legitimately no reason to save this. Unless, like, Randy Orton's going to be able to come back or something, which he's not.
Yeah.
So it's like, it makes zero sense to me that they made sure to keep off a Seth Rollins match at your second biggest show of the year so that you can have him wrestle in Europe. You could have just did a rematch. You do them all the time.
Yeah.
This entire show is a rematch.
Yeah. Do you think Cardiff is when they'll do the Women's Tag Team Championship Tournament finals? You think that's what's going to happen? And then Nikki
Listen,
Ash and Dewdrop can win.
listen, listen, listen. Io Shirai and Dakota Kai.
It'll be Io Shirai, Dakota Kai versus. Well, no, that's 2 heel teams. We can't do that. Name me a face tag team on this roster.
No, I'm just saying you just give them the belts just so they have something to hold.
That's true.
You don't have to do the tournament. You just be like, yeah, they're now the tag team champions. Be like, cool. Are they going to defend them? No, we're just going to have them. And that's what matters.
They should both walk into Triple H's office and just pick them off the desk.
I'm sure his office doesn't have them. I'm sure they're like in
a
warehouse.
It's the same office as Laurinaitis.
In Connecticut.
It's the same office as John Laurinaitis.
I'm sure they don't have it anymore either. I'm sure they sent those into the archives and we're like, you know what? We'll just forget them.
They melted down those titles. Do you think
they needed it for scrap metal?
Do you think Triple H was going to try to revive those tag titles? I feel like Vince was going to delete them.
You know why I think so? Because he brought tag titles to his own. Did he bring those? Yeah, he probably brought those. He was still around back then.
Yes,
I think.
But who's to say if that was a Vince decision or a Triple H decision?
I don't think that could have been a Vince decision. I don't think Vince would be like, let's add more women's titles. That would never be Vince.
That's true. SmackDown Women's Championship, speaking about women's titles, Liv Morgan successfully defended her title versus Ronda. I think this was the moment in the show where everyone was like, all right, this show's kind of started to really, everyone really felt the dragging show at this point.
This was the worst match of the show by a large margin for me. It was bad.
Why do you think it was so bad?
Go
off, #Go Off King.
You have a problem here. And your problem is that Ronda Rousey has never had to wrestle someone one-on-one in a match that wasn't a squash match. Again, she's never had to wrestle someone one-on-one in a legitimate match against someone that can't lead her. Liv Morgan can't lead Ronda Rousey. She can't be the anchor that they need. She can't be the person to lean on when you need her. So that was a big problem. You don't have even Natalya. Like, at least Natalya knows what she's doing in there. I don't think she's all that good, but she knows what she's doing in there. She can lead because she's been doing this forever. Like, and this isn't a shot at Liv Morgan. I think Liv Morgan's fine. She's whatever. Like, in the ring, she's not bad, but she's not like, amazing or anything. And the whole match was literally just, okay, let's put on the armbar that everyone taps out to immediately. And we're going to have Liv Morgan sit in it for minutes upon minutes. And then we're going to try to do other stuff. And that's not going to work. So we're going to go right back to it. It was bad. It was bad. And I understand maybe your whole point was to make Liv Morgan look strong and be like, oh, she didn't tap out. And that's what matters.
Yeah. Well, she did. She did eventually.
Yeah, she did tap out eventually. So it's like, oh, so what was the purpose of that? She still tapped out. The finish was hilarious. Like, as soon as it happened, I just laughed. I was like, oh, I'm so happy I went through that. That was great. I don't know what I could have done without that. It was as close to like a dud as you could ask for without being a dud, I think.
It's funny how WWE treats defending a star because, like, look at, maybe not an apt comparison, but look at like Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson versus Daniel Garcia, right? A good use of a match that is, constant back and forth with Garcia eventually getting the win by not tapping out, but like knocking out. And that's sort of defending Bryan Danielson to a certain extent by elevating Garcia. Here, the choice to defend Ronda Rousey was just have Ronda dominate the match completely. Liv Morgan foolishly be like, I can keep going, and that will give us enough energy to love Liv. And then Ronda ultimately gets like a fluke loss, despite also tapping her out and should have gotten the win. To then have the rematch at Cardiff. Probably.
Yeah, let's go.
It is when WWE just try to defend a star in a match, they go over the top with their defense to the point where the
You mean
other
protect?
person protect, defend. When they go to protect the star in a match, they go over the top to the
Yeah.
point of hurting the other person.
Oh yeah.
It's lovely to see.
I think
Just
that's a
straight
great way
lovely
to
to
say
see.
it. You you have to get to the point where Ronda's a heel, and this is
Yeah,
what they did to do it.
and
I think you could have done it with her winning the title, but I also think there's like an
but
idea or mindset here to prove that, hey, we're not just going to take the title right off of her. Well, you are. You're just now extending the time frame.
yeah,
So now we have to wait another pay per view. So now we have to go through this feud for another thing. And it's like, whatever, sure, do what you need to do. I'm pretty sure this was the reported finish for a while now because they said there was an interesting finish like a couple weeks ago planned or
sure.
a week ago. I don't know. So they got it. They got it. I like Ronda beating up everyone after because it's like, yeah, you got screwed. Beat the shit out of them. Who cares? You're also no one's supposed to like you. You're a better heel than you are a babyface. So like it's about time.
Yeah.
But yeah, the match was bad. The match was bad. Post match segment was kind of flat because the match was again bad. Had a
Yep.
weird finish. Anytime you have a weird finish like that, it's hard to really get back into it. Uh, yeah, yeah, it happened.
Yeah, it was upsetting. It was upsetting. Yeah, because it's. I think turning Ronda was the good move, and that's something creatively that they should have done for a while
Yeah,
now, and they finally pulled the trigger. And
yeah,
it's the situation of like, well, we need to turn Ronda heel, but we can't upset fans because so we need to keep Liv
yeah.
as
We
the
gotta
title
prove that
holder.
we weren't.
You know,
We gotta prove that. We gotta prove that she is gonna be champion for longer than one defense. Okay, so two.
yeah. So
Great,
I
awesome.
I sort of see it as moving Ronda away from the title picture, but I could also easily, because of the fluke win and tapping her out, that we'll just get a Cardiff match and that'll be it. Uh,
Yeah, it's not moving her way. Maybe she's suspended, misses a pay per view or something. I could see that.
I can
Maybe
see
she
that.
wants to take some time off. But
And
she's winning
yeah,
that title eventually.
yeah, because then Becky Lynch has to challenge it for it at WrestleMania.
Right. Right. That's I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't do that.
Hmm.
It's just like I understand people don't like Ronda, but I do think that now that Ronda attacked a referee, it's gonna be like, okay, you're suspended, and then she's gonna come back and then she'll win the title. But it gives Liv a little more time, which for her case, it's very nice that they're giving her more than the token 1 month reign.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, Ronda's gonna be suspended for the pay per view or at least a couple shows. Maybe she does it at the pay per view. At some point, though, she's gonna win the title. Maybe Becky wins the Royal Rumble. She hasn't done that.
Yeah, she
Uh,
has.
has she?
Yeah, it's literally how she got the match. That
Oh, that is how she won.
yeah.
Completely forgot about that. Completely forgot about
Can
that.
you name all the women's Royal Rumble winners?
Yes, I can. Last
Well,
year,
you couldn't have if I didn't just help you
no, I could easily do it. So we have, um,
this year.
this year, um, all right. Well, maybe if I do the men's, it would be easier. So the men's Royal Rumble
Okay,
winner.
I don't need the men's answers. I need the women's
Well,
answers.
because they're happening the same years. If I know the men's, I can probably know the women's. So the men's Royal Rumble winner
Oh my god.
was. Did Roman win it? No.
He's
Uh,
literally been champion for like ever.
what was the WrestleMania match? Was Flair this year?
No.
Was Ronda this year?
Yes.
Was it Ronda
Yes.
this year?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay, so Ronda, that's one. Last year, the main event was the Universal Championship.
Bianca
Undisputed.
Belair, by the way.
Oh, great. Undisputed
That
W.
was wow.
Can you
That
name it?
was
Can you name them?
yeah. Yeah, I
I
can.
can't think of. I know Asuka won it at one point.
Asuka, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Ronda Rousey.
Okay, well, that's upsetting to hear. That's upsetting to hear how on
Pretty
the
good
nose it is.
lineup, huh? All names.
Yeah, what would you say? Asuka, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Bianca, Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Do you know the men from those same years?
Brock this year,
Yep.
Edge last year,
Yep.
Drew the year before,
Yep.
and Seth,
Yep.
and then Shinsuke.
Yep.
I'm so good.
Look, I'm not a wrestling historian. That's not my job. My job is not to...
Knowing the last 5 years of Royal Rumble winners makes me a wrestling historian.
If there were interesting
Call me
winners,
Scotty Meltzer, baby. Because I know the last 5 years of Royal Rumble winners.
Undisputed WWE Universal Championship match, last man standing match. It was your main event at SummerSlam. And
nah, man, this match was fantastic. I want to hear it. No.
I wasn't gonna say anything bad. I was gonna say that when you look back in history and talk about the tractor match, this is burned into your memory.
I'm gonna remember the night Paul Heyman died. I'm gonna remember the night that Brock Lesnar got up 77 times. I'm gonna remember the night that Brock Lesnar used his tractor to still lose a match. I'm going to remember the night that I watched a ring get lifted. I'm going to remember the night that Roman Reigns beat Brock Lesnar for like the 7th time in a row. And I'm going to remember the night Austin Theory looked like a little fucking bitch. Because that was great. This match was an absolute spectacle. The people that walked away from this, and they said, and I quote, "I was sports entertained." You're goddamn right you were. You're goddamn right you were. They went so over the top that I couldn't do anything but love this. They did so many things over the top. Roman Reigns got his ass kicked in this match. Legitimately got his ass kicked. They went down the WrestleMania 31 route of having him get his ass beat all night long. Just barely surviving. He had some great final standing up moments where one of them was so good. Corey Graves was like, I don't even know if that counts. He was like, he's on his feet, but like he's not really. Them doing what they did with the ring was fantastic. You bring the damn tractor out there. Also, Brock Lesnar leaping off the tractor to start the match. Oh, this was the best match of the night for me because it was insanity. It was entertaining. It was everything that their matches haven't been since that first one that they had at WrestleMania 31.
It was great. It was fantastic.
Paul Heyman died.
No
one's talking about this. I watched Paul Heyman get thrown through a table and never to move again. I wanted them so badly to put his dead carcass on top of Brock.
I wanted them to put him in the tractor and then back up. And then just Paul Heyman's just lifeless in the tractor.
That poor man. That man had the best sell job you'll ever see. He got F5 through that table and didn't move a muscle. He didn't even start to stir. He didn't move. My friend who barely watches wrestling anymore, he was watching this. He said, I can't believe I just watched Paul Heyman die tonight. And I said, yeah, not only did you watch Paulie die, you watched your Universal Champion die, because that man holds that title way more than Roman does.
Mm-hmm.
Just what a way
what a spectacle
to go out.
What a spectacle.
This was an absolute spectacle. You can't, I don't know how anyone walks away with it without being entertained. Even if you hated it, you had to be entertained.
There is something that WWE can do that no other wrestling company can do, and it's that. It is having a giant, massive, muscle-bound dude drive a tractor to the ring, push it, then lift it up, causing the real champion to then tumble out like a fucking fool, just like whoa, and then 10 more minutes of match after that. Halfway during the match, do that spot, and then you can't do any more stuff in the ring. Most of the audience ringside can't see anything anymore.
It was phenomenal.
And just
This is the best spectacle they've put together
yeah,
in years.
I know I can come on here and say like, oh yeah, the beginning was a little slow. It got a little tiresome after a little bit of like, all right, Brock, come on, stay down, man. Of like getting up 7 times in a row.
Yeah.
But
Michael Cole was great, by the way, during
yeah,
this match.
it felt, you know, if this is the new creative move and this is the decision that WWE wants to go and
I want their drugs.
and writing off Brock Lesnar,
I love the way they did it.
this is how you write off Brock Lesnar. Doing a fantastic, insane tractor spot, and then have him refuse to go down 10 times in a row, Kenji Muto style, and then you have to get literally piled on by everything and everything to then lose. That is, if I were to write out Brock Lesnar, that is probably how I would do it.
I like to think that when Brock walked out, they said, hey, we got a plan. We're going to give you a tractor.
I'm in. I'm in, baby.
Not only are we going to give you a tractor, and if you don't want to work with us anymore after this, it's fine. But we're gonna make sure that you look like the absolute beast you should.
Yep.
And you get to use your tractor.
And you
must have been like,
yeah,
shit, take my paycheck. I'll work for free tonight. For the first time ever in my career, I'll work for free. I wonder if he gets the tractor to keep though.
I like to imagine he did. There's an alternate reality where this match was against Goldberg. Can you imagine what this match would have been? And how boring that the main event would have
been? It would have been nowhere close to this extravaganza that we got here. They just left the ring hanging for the rest of the match.
For the rest of the show. Like after the match, Brock Lesnar gets up and climbs the ring to be like, "Yeah,
I did it!" Oh, what a masterpiece!
Yeah,
this is how you make up for like 2 hours of nothing.
Yeah.
You give us every little thing you could think of, and you just put it. They were trying to think. Okay, let's think of ideas how to make this last man standing match creative. You probably had like Jamie Noble over there be like, "We'll lift the ring." They were like,
how are we gonna do that? Like, how are we gonna do that? Just like lift it up? No. I got an idea.
No, they probably were like a crane. No, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't fit either one of them.
No.
A tractor. Oh man, you have the $1 million idea.
Yep.
You have the $1 million idea, and that's what happened. And here we are now, as we sit here on Sunday, July 31st, and we witnessed a spectacle.
The image, the clip of Roman Reigns falling out of the ring is the funniest thing. It's like if I could make GIFs and make them memes, and I had that power, that is just.
I like to think that as he was falling, it was like, whoa!
It was like a cartoon banana peel slip. It's just like, just falling backwards forever, tumbling forever.
It couldn't have been done better.
The fan angle is fantastic. just the ring, and it's just Roman Reigns falling backwards. It's the best bump I've ever seen. Nothing could top it. Yeah, just ridiculous. Just
hashtag my tribal chief.
Just a ridiculous match in all the good ways. Just great stuff, folks. Just fantastic stuff. You love to see it.
It is as must-see a WWE match is this year.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would honestly agree with that. It was
you
crazy.
Have to watch it just to believe it.
Yeah, it's
like you could walk out of it and you could hate it. I don't care. You need to see this.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Well, this is the first time ever they can legitimately say once in a lifetime.
Yeah, this was once in a lifetime. I hope it's the end. I hope it's because this is the thing. You can't top that. It has to be the end. You can't turn around and be like, all right, we're doing Brock versus Roman again. What's the plan? What's for WrestleMania. You can't do that. And it has to be over. Unless one of them dies.
2 tractors.
2 tractors. A tractor match. God damn. We already did monster trucks.
That might be the best idea you've ever had.
We already did monster truck sumo wrestling. We can't do trackers. Just you can't top this. End Roman Brock. You can never do this match again. There's no way. No way.
It is peaked.
Yeah.
It is peaked. This is sports entertainment.
Yes, that is the peak of sports entertainment. Vince is probably at home being like, "Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about."
I have been sports entertained.
There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, folks. Well, let's move on to our next topic here, which is a little bit of 5-star Grand Prix. Scotty, how do you want to do this? You want to? I don't
know. I'm tired. Sorry, I'm yawning. So I just wanted to yell at the world to know that I'm gonna answer you in a second. I just needed to yawn, and I'm sure everyone heard it anyway, so it's
okay. I'll just go through the standings, maybe, and we can talk about how they're doing so far. I'll have you know, I haven't seen a single match yet. I haven't seen a single 5-star match yet. Not on purpose, just other things came up.
Editing. I forgot standings mattered.
Standings do matter, but it's also weird because it's kind of just, who cares standings? Well, do we want to do standings or do match by match? I mean, what do you want to do?
We'll just do match by match.
All right. So we got
anyone that had 2 matches still has 11. Not 11. Still has 10 to go.
Yeah, and there's people like Suzuki who hasn't even had a match yet. So. I think he broke. We'll go match by match. It'll be very quickly because I think a lot of you, I don't think you'll have huge thoughts on. Night 1, Mai Sakurai defeats Momo Kogo.
Fine way to open the tournament.
Match 2, Ami Sarai defeats Saida. How dare they?
Yeah.
All right. Saki defeats Unagi Saika.
Pretty good. I thought this brought out the most. It brought out the most out of Unagi, which they pretty much just booted each other in the face the entire time, and that was fun. So, bada boom,
bada boot.
I don't know why I thought that was fun.
Next match, Risa Sera defeats.
Bada boom, bada boot. That was one of your finest.
Risa Sera, thank you very much. Risa Sera defeats Micah.
I really enjoyed this one. I thought I enjoyed this more than others. Very physical. I think Risa Sera is awesome. Of course, Micah's cool too, but Risa Sera just absolutely brings it to her opponent, and I thought she looked really good here with the win.
Yeah, I think that seems like a very chalk win needed to establish oneself in the 5-star. Shuri defeats Azumi.
Second best match of the opening night, I thought. I think they're just so good together. Shuri's able to change her style to any style, so that's also just why she's so good. But yeah, I thought this was great. She finally gets to beat Azumi in the 5-star, first time ever, and she kind of acted like it was a big deal because it was a big deal. So really, really good stuff here.
Yeah, it seemed like the weekend was a weekend of Shuri upsets in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Next up was Mirai defeating Mayo Iwatani. Really?
The match is good.
Sure.
Because Mayu's out of her mind and she went all out to. It's just, I am off the Mirai train.
Oh,
it was good though.
Really?
It was one of. Here's the thing. It was one of Mirai's probably best matches of her career.
Sure.
It was really good. It's just.
Is it?
I'm more soured by the day 2 result than the day 1.
Is Mirai? She's a good wrestler, but you've seen good wrestling by her every time, and it's just kind of like, all right, let's do something else. Like you're kind of getting bored of it.
Like I have to see her either win or have a title match every single time she does something. So it's like, okay, can we just chill for a second? Like just a second. Like I had to watch Utami chill for 7 months. Sure. I had to watch like all these people that I don't want to see chill for a while. Can we just chill?
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about more in the second match. At least this one was really good. Mirai actually looked vicious in this one, which was nice. Biggest win of her career, obviously, beating Mayo Iwatani straight in the middle of the ring.
Yep.
But Mayo did a tope where no one caught her. Like, Mirai moved out of the way, and she just ate the floor. And I was like, why do you do this to yourself?
Yeah, that
like,
sounds
I understand like you take your time during the year when you're not a champion. Even as SWA champion, you haven't had to do much. But that doesn't mean the first night you go out there, you have 12 of these.
Yep.
And she went out there and did a tope where she crashed and burned. Just an absolute insane wrestler, but she's best, so it's okay.
That sort of thinking makes me terrified for some sort of like Suzu Suzuki, Risa Sera versus Mayo Iwatani match.
Is Suzu Suzuki versus Mayo Iwatani enough to terrify you?
Yeah,
That's happening.
yeah. No, that match terrifies me. I think someone's gonna die. Next match.
Some people say that's the best sort of wrestling.
We'll find out. We'll find out tonight.
Paul Heyman died.
We'll find out tonight at Jim Crockett Promotions. Himeka defeats Utami Hayashishita.
Really, really good as well. You know, the two premier powerhouses of Stardom just going in there and doing a good old slobber knocker, as I think was the JR that likes to say that. They just literally hit each other as hard as they could with clotheslines and shoulder blocks. And then Himeka got the big win with the power bomb, which was really cool. Yeah, really good stuff here.
And then the main event of night one was Hazuki defeating Julia.
This is one of my favorite matches of the year.
Really?
Yeah. I think if you are a great professional wrestler, you can make 15 minutes work. And not only can you make 15 minutes work, you can make 15 minutes feel like the most important minutes of. Let me rephrase. You can make 15 minutes as good as any match you'll see.
Yeah.
And they did that. I think they wrestled for maybe 13. Like, they didn't even use all of them. But they told their story. They showcased their rivalry. And they showcased their hatred for one another in these minutes. And these two get it, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Hazuki is I praise Hazuki a lot, but she is so good and she's in a different element now than she's maybe ever been, even when she was great back then. But this was fantastic. Julia was on her shit as well, as she usually is. Very physical, everything she hit. Just it was so good. There wasn't a moment to slow down because you couldn't really do it because they had to pack in a lot. But it also didn't pack in a lot to the point where you couldn't like take a breath or anything. And the finish was phenomenal. Hazuki hits a headbutt.
Yeah.
You know, ow. You hear that one. Hits a Michinoku driver, then does a brainbuster right onto Julia dropped right on her head. Pinned her 1, 2, 3. It was a great finishing sequence. It was a lot like, you know, how Okada has started to do like the landslide and then like the emerald flows. Like it was just like boom, 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 boom.
There's a setup to
yeah, and it was fantastic. It's legitimately one of my favorites of the year.
Plus, Julia fell down some stairs.
Julia did fall down some stairs. That didn't look fun at all.
No. That was Met Gala night 2 all over again. Stardom night 2. Speaking of night 2s, more Stardom 5-star Grand Prix matches. This was this morning, so slight spoilers, I guess, folks.
I'm tired.
5-star Grand Prix. Yes. What time are you waking up for these?
I didn't go to bed.
Perfect.
It started at 1:30.
Oh, damn. Hot damn. How did it feel 1:30 in the morning watching the pre-show Gauntlet tag team match?
Pre-show Gauntlet tags were actually good. Okay.
All right.
So
all right.
They were better than usual pre-show matches. They weren't like you got to go see it, but it wasn't bad. The first one was a lot better than this one, though.
Perfect. Night 2, 5-star Grand Prix, Block B, Kagama.
Oh, by the way, you didn't ask me about this, but day one, Kyrie looked like she was
I
a
was
fucking
I was
megastar.
gonna double around after all the
Okay,
Grand Prix.
okay.
5-star Grand Prix, Block B, Kagama defeated Momo Kogo.
It much like the first match on day one, it was fine. A good way to start the day. Nothing special.
Mina Shirakawa defeated Momo Watanabe.
This was probably Mina's best singles match since last year's 5-star, probably. Confidently say that. I thought they actually worked really well together. Momo's really good at being the heel now, and even though I think Mina Shirakawa is just as much a heel, God bless you. I don't know. No one heard the sneeze, but I still had to say it because, come on, I'm a respectable human being. But it was a good match. Good match.
You ended so quickly. I was still recovering from my sneeze. I muted myself.
It happens. We
Ugh.
all have to recover.
Risa Sera defeated Saki.
I like this probably more than most people, and that's mostly because Risa Sera just absolutely destroyed Saki. Saki got like 3 moves, like 3 or 4 moves, and it was over. Risa Sera dropped her knees on Saki like 3 different times. Risa Sera's a player in this tournament. She was the first to 4 points, so there's a reason for that. I'm very excited to see where she goes. Obviously, no Suzuki this weekend, so it was cool for Risa to kind of showcase herself in a lot of ways and not have to be compared to Suzu. I think I don't think she had a barn burner or anything, but I do think that she had 2 good showings.
Very good. Tam Nakano defeated Himeka.
I thought this was really good. More of a second half type match for me. Thought the first half was okay. Himeka worked, but Tam started to work the arm, which makes sense because when you do the Twilight Dream, you got to pack it in, and Hameka's obviously stronger than her, so it's like, oh, it's like a smart little thing to do. I thought the match was very good, really good, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
Tam was solid. I don't by this point, I was starting to get a little annoyed, not because day one was so good, right? And I was looking for that match, and we had a couple on day one, and I wasn't getting it yet, so I was getting a little annoyed. And then the next match annoyed me to no end. So, I was actually like upset at one point during this show, and it was a good show. It's just I needed it, and I wasn't getting it.
I get you. Mirai defeated Julia in 12 minutes and 10 seconds.
I saw some people call this a banger. I thought it was very, very. It was good, but it wasn't like anything special. Like I thought the Mayu match was better. Obviously, this had its moments. Like when Julia was doing Julia things, and Mirai plays a better person getting beaten up. Yet they give her so much offense. I think that's the problem with her matches for me lately. It's just like she's best when she's not the one dominating because she doesn't have that many moves to do it. So like this match was good, but they also didn't embrace the like Julia Mirai story at all.
Really?
They just went in there and wrestled. And I was like, Julia, she left you. Be pissed. Julia's now 0-2. Mirai's now 2-0.
Yep.
Mirai beat Mayo Iwatani and Julia.
Yep.
Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was legitimately frustrated. And like it's fine because it's not going to matter in the end because Mirai is not winning this. And I'm pretty sure Julia is going to do the G1 story where she loses hard times and then bam, 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 wins a bunch off. And that's great. Do that story. Because Julia is on hard times, right? That's been her story for the past couple months. It's a great story to tell. I sat there and I was just like, why?
Yeah.
I understand why. There's reasons to do it. It's just Mirai cannot be in the final, and I don't think she will be. So I'm not worried about it. But
I can see maybe a block final, maybe. But then the block final will be Mirai versus like Julia or something. But that already happened, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Next match, Starlight Kid defeated Sayakamatani in 9 minutes and 45 seconds.
This is where we picked up the action. The match was really, really good, as you'd expect between these two.
I would hope so.
I don't think they can have a bad match if they tried. The only thing that I didn't like is I thought Starlight Kid should have lost. Because the whole thing she was doing after losing to Saya, she was crying about how she can't beat Saya, she just can't do it, and then she just beat her in a 5-star match, and that was my only complaint. Obviously, she didn't win her like convincingly. She won her with like a roll up reversal type thing, but that was I think that's my only critique. Otherwise, the match really good, great, whatever you want to call it. But I just would have Saya win. I get it. I get why they do it. They do that. This is what Stardom does. They'll have people get their wins back in the tournament.
Yeah.
But I think you could have had Saya win here. Would have continued that story.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's just a disconjoined storytelling from the wrestler and the booker. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We're not going to remember it.
It's Starlight, though, so I don't think that would be the case. And the main event, getting a lot of praise already early in the morning. Tommy Hayashishita defeats Shuri in 14 minutes and 56 seconds, 4 seconds away from losing it all.
They did this match perfectly. The best way we can walk away from these two matches this weekend were that these two main events were that they both perfectly executed. They were so great. The way they did this match, obviously it's Utami and Shuri. I didn't have a doubt that they were going to have a great match. It's just, okay, they have to take on the challenge of them wrestling 15 minutes. They don't have the crutch of like making this an epic, right? I tweeted out 43 minutes, 36 minutes, 20 minutes last year in the tournament, and now 15 minutes. Like they utilized every second perfectly in this match. It was excellent. And Utami getting that first win over Shuri was a big moment. It was a big moment. And to go deeper into it, the way they've built Shuri is that anytime she loses, it is like the biggest deal because she doesn't lose.
Yeah.
And even for someone like Utami, who's been a 400 plus day world champion, it still feels like a major win for her. Yeah. And that's just a job well done by them. This was excellent. Them making you think they're going to a draw is what made it better, because you're sitting there like, God, I would have loved the winner.
It's 15 minutes at the end of the day. We know what the rest of the matches were like.
Yeah. And the way that they told it in those final minutes was perfect, because you're sitting there, you're like, come on, just give me a winner. Give me a winner. And they gave you one. It was a great, great moment. By far, the two main events were the best matches of the week, and for Stardom, at least so far, the best two matches I've seen this weekend. I'm very behind on a lot of things still because I've been going here, there, and everywhere. But I've made sure to watch all the Stardom show. I watched the main event of New Japan Strong. I've watched SummerSlam. So I think those two are so far the best. Obviously, there's still a lot of wrestling to be had. You still have Ric Flair wrestling after all. So maybe I'll feel differently when I come back on here next weekend. But these two are great. The absolute must watch.
I would say absolute must watch, but it sounds like Utami and Shuri didn't have a tractor in their match, so I don't know if I'm going to be interested.
That's true. But you know what they did have? They had Shuri and Utami.
That's true. That is true, but
it's usually a good method. You usually don't have to bring out the tractors to make it work. Just saying.
Kind of a subtweet there. So the standing so far in the Red Stars block, you have Risa Sera, who's the only one with 4. Everyone else has Himeka, Kaguma, Mai Sakurai, Saki, and Shuri. Tam Nakano, Utami, Hayashishita all have 2. Everyone else have 0. Blue Stars, Mirai also has 4. So early head start there. With 2 points is Ami Sourei, Hazuki, Mina Shirakawa, and Starlight Kid. Everyone else has 0. So early standings, not much to really read of those tea leaves, but definitely at least of Mirai, they're doing a big old push at the start. I don't know if that will sustain.
No, like she's gonna get rolled up by like a Hazuki. She's gonna get rolled up by like there's people for her to lose to.
Yeah, I agree to that. I totally
Though
agree
she
to that.
did beat the two in the damn block. So it's like, all right, we're gonna need some help here, please, or we're gonna be in trouble. But yeah, great first two nights. It's the reason I look forward to the 5 star so much.
Mm-hmm. And
I'm just tired now.
I get you. Like you said, there was also 2 tag matches, both with Kyrie in them. We had night 1, we had Kyrie and Nane Takahashi defeat the team of Lady C and Sayakamatani. And night 2, we had Kyrie and Natsupoi sporting some Kyrie-esque gear, defeating the team of Mayo Iwatani and Saya Ida. Thoughts on those 2 matches?
Kyrie and Sayakamatani might have the match of the year. Just based on their interactions in this. Kyrie was on her bullshit. Like this was the best Kyrie looked.
Yeah.
Since she came back. She looked like the Kyrie that was in Stardom years ago. She was physical, she was confident. She had that aura about her that she carried the aura from her entrance into the match. It was like she knew who she was. Her and Saya worked great together. Yeah, they're gonna be excellent. And the second match was a little more comedic, obviously, because you have Ida and Ida's doing like the muscle thing and trying to get Kyrie to do the same. It was still a good match. It just wasn't. Yeah, exactly. I thought that Kyrie looked so good in that first match, and I hope she does the same moving forward, because if she does, then we're in for a treat.
What do you think about Nanae Takahashi?
Doesn't not look good. She's fresh. She's a lot more fresh than well. She's a lot more fresh than she was all of last year, for example. She rested those injuries.
Mm-hmm.
She's come back. She looks pretty good. Yeah, and the benefit is that you now have a new title challenger for sure. But yeah, she looked better than she's been, and I'm sure that title match will actually be really, really good.
I can't wait. Can't wait to watch these matches and definitely go check them out.
Yeah, Stardom X Stardom's looking like the pay-per-view of the year.
Ooh.
Again, it seems like it'll be Nanae versus Shuri. It'll be Kyrie versus Sayakamatani, and then it'll be FWC versus Tam and Natsupoi.
Hot damn.
Yeah.
Hot damn. Those are some sexy matches.
I wouldn't be shocked if they tried to maybe get one of Suzu's matches on there that she missed.
Yeah.
Try to work, because she had to miss the weekend, so
That
like
makes
she
sense.
could do the Ami Saray one there maybe, because I think Starlight Kid's gonna probably defend the artist belts, so you can make that up somewhere else. But that was like the main thing. Starlight Kid literally was like, because they put her on commentary since Suzu was out, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna beat her ass."
I love it. I love Starlight.
The moment she walks back in here, I'm gonna beat her ass. So I was like, "Oh,
beautiful."
I hope so. I hope so for you.
Speaking about Japanese companies, let's talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling. Despite being a Japanese company, they held a show in Nashville, Tennessee this weekend, right before SummerSlam, called Music City Mayhem. There was a lot of music, a lot of city, and a decent amount of mayhem. How much of the show did you watch, Scotty?
I watched the main event.
Well, let's talk about the main event first.
I heard the rest of the show was really good, though.
Well, I can talk. Let's talk about the main event first, then maybe you can walk me through the rest of the show itself. I can talk about just a little bit of that.
Okay.
The main event, no DQ match. Jon Moxley defeated El Desperado, 17 minutes and 20 seconds. Scotty, what were your opening thoughts?
I thought this was really good.
Yeah,
I didn't know they were going to go full death match.
I walked when I opened up opened the stream, and you see two cardboard boxes laid out with barbed wire all over the place, and but damn, was not expecting that.
I thought it was really well executed. Obviously, I know they can have a better match if they just had like a traditional match, because I that's just how they work. But I thought this was really good. A lot of fun for the crowd that was there. A really good death match. Truthfully, like Desperado's awesome. Moxley's awesome. It was like you just watch and you're like, yeah, like I can't say I expected anything less. Like I expected these two to be great.
Yeah.
But I never expected them to go full on.
No. I 100% was expecting tables, chairs, maybe a barbed wire, something, but just not expecting, the barbed wire planks in the corners, not expecting, the roses have to have skewers on the inside. Wasn't expecting that. And I haven't seen his other matches, his other deathmatch stuff for El Desperado, but just was not expecting that. Wasn't expecting all the can skewer bed of bed of cans that were cut in half. That looked disgusting of a bump to take. Just
it didn't feel good.
I was on a FaceTime with Jesse, and like I'm just holding the phone watching the match, and I'm just like, and she's like, "What's wrong?" I showed her, and she's like, "No, I don't want to see it. I just don't want to see it."
Yeah, that looked like a bitch.
It looked rough.
When I saw them bring that out, I was like, they can't actually do this. I knew they were going to, but I was like, come on.
No, it was insane. It was insane.
It was a spectacle.
Great match.
Not as much of a tractor spectacle, but a spectacle.
Spectacle nonetheless. It was a great match. It was a really fantastic match, I thought. That it's fun. It's fun having Strong, because when else would have New Japan run this match? Right. We never would have saw this match in New Japan proper. So having Strong exists makes this match possible, and it was good. It was really, really good.
You know what I thought about when this match was happening? I was like, man, I love that Moxley goes to New Japan. It's awesome. But this man literally can never lose there.
No.
Like, he will never lose.
No. You never can. Never.
Has he ever lost?
In New Japan?
Yeah. Besides the G1.
I'll look it up. I don't think he has.
I don't think he has. I think he's won every single time.
I'll look it up, but I mean, maybe there. Oh well, G1 Climax.
I said besides the G1.
Okay.
I don't think he's ever lost.
Oh, let's look into it. I mean,
he never lost the title in New Japan.
Capital Collision, he lost in the 4-way, I guess technically.
That doesn't count.
He lost the Philadelphia Street Fight tag match against Lance Archer and Minoru Suzuki on Strong episode.
Oh, okay, so he has lost. Interesting.
He lost.
Good to know.
He teamed up with Yuji Nagata in New Japan Resurgence and lost to Gallows and Anderson.
Did?
Yes, he did. Apparently, I don't remember that whatsoever. I'm trying to find singles matches. I did find this match that I didn't realize existed. New Beginning in Sapporo, Doki, El Desperado, Suzuki, and Kanemaru versus Taguchi, Sho, Yo, and John Moxley. What a match. What a match, baby.
Interesting. All right, well.
Yeah, besides the G1 doesn't really look like it. I mean, you could say crazy. Fatal 4-way maybe. You could say tag matches, but no real singles match he's never lost.
This dude doesn't lose singles matches. What a legend. Okay, we can go through the matches. I don't have them all written down here. I just have the ones that I was watching because of selfish reasons. But I was watching most of the card, if that helps.
Do you need the card?
But I'll just get it on Cage Match. Okay, I got it. Oh, I literally was skipping the opening match. That was it.
Oh, yeah.
So that's not bad.
I think the opening match didn't completely air on Fight.
Okay.
Because I turned on Fight and it was still like counting down, and then when officially started showing matches,
I just want you to know. Now, this is very important. I'm sorry to cut you off, but this is the most important reason to cut you off of all time. They have, for commentary, it says commentary by Ian Riccaboni, Matthew Raywall, and Dare.
Yes. I mean, it sucks completely because I was gonna say Tangaloa was also on commentary and he got snubbed. He was on commentary for like 2 matches. He was on commentary for like 2 to 3 minutes. I think actually
they gave Daryl credit, but not the human.
I think he was on commentary for like 2 to 3 matches, and
that's amazing. Shout out to Cage Match.
yeah, it's great.
Can't.
It's great.
Can't. They need to make him a Cage Match though.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been in a match proper, but he needs some sort of commentary rating.
Yeah. All right. So 6-man tag team match: Fred Yehi versus not versus, and Shota Umino and Yuya Uemura versus Kevin Knight, Ren Narita, and the DKC.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think the stream started not mid match, but like maybe the match started a minute or two prior than the stream. So I don't know what happened there. Pretty good match. Your basic, sort of young lion 6-man tag ish match. I mean, you got Shota and Fred Yehi who aren't young lions, but it was a very basic 6-man tag. Some good stuff in there, but nothing to really write home about. Is kind of what
when
you expect.
acknowledge that Shota Umino is literally a star everywhere that isn't England.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe England was a bad idea.
Like he's a different guy.
Yeah.
When he's here in America.
Yeah.
Which is great. It's a good thing because he should be fine when he actually gets to leave England. But until then,
if I was New Japan, and it's not what they do, but I would just convert his tour from England to just AEW.
Yeah. Like it would be good to just put him on Darks.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Just give him the Takeshita treatment,
Exactly.
I don't see why not.
All right. We had the MLW National Openweight Champion. I don't know why you need all those tags. It could have just been the MLW National title, but no, we had to have the Openweight because they're jerks. Davey Richards defending against Rocky Romero. This was originally the Rhino, Clark Connors, but of course he got hurt, so tough.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. I think Clark Connors would have done really good in this spot. Rocky Romero's still good, still very solid, but Clark Connors would have been fun to see. Davey Richards defends a title that he has not yet aired the win of.
Amazing. Amazing.
MLW has not aired that win yet.
God, MLW sucks.
So sorry, Alex Kane, but he didn't make the show. So this was Davey Richards. I believe it's his first time in New Japan in a very long time. Good classic technical wrestling spot. Again, nothing really to like super write home about the show. The beginning of the show was kind of like lackluster, but this was a good technical match for what it was. I would have liked to see Clark here though. That's pretty much it.
Davey Richards has one of the most interesting careers. Yeah. He took 3 years off, right?
Yep.
Of course, he took 3 years off. Yep. He's associated as a tag team champion or tag team guy, but he's a former Ring of Honor world champion.
Yep. Which,
by the way, just to give people ideas, he beat Eddie Edwards for that very title.
Yep.
And he's defended it against like a crazy list of people. I don't know if people know this. This was 2011. This was his title. This was his title reign. Are you ready for this? This is insane.
Hit me.
Eddie Edwards, Tommy End, Trent Seven, Chase Owens, Colt Cabana, Roderick Strong, Daga. What?
2011 Daga?
El Generico, Eddie Edwards again, Jay Lethal again, Eddie Edwards and Roderick Strong, Michael Elgin, Adam Cole, and then he lost the title to Kevin Steen. Like, this guy's career is wild. And now, the one company he decided to sign with was MLW.
Yeah, he said, I think in an interview, that he doesn't want to, like, he's gotten lots of offers, but he doesn't want to go anywhere specifically. He wants to stay in the indies, and MLW allows him that. Impact would also allow you that, so I don't know what you're trying to do, man, but
New Japan also would allow you that.
New Japan would also allow you that, but maybe it's the thing of like he also wants to lose in matches, and MLW doesn't care. So maybe that's because he's put over people in the indies a lot.
That's true. So I feel like Strong. If you're on New Japan Strong, they wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah, and that's I would love to see Davey Richards more in New Japan Strong. I think Davey Richards versus a whole host of those young lions would be great. Honestly,
Yeah.
Davey Richards
So the
versus
match was good though.
it was good. It was nothing. The no remorse core explosion didn't
This
quite
sounds
work.
like it was exactly what I expected.
Yeah, it's exactly what you expected it to be. Nothing right.
All right. Fred Rosser defended his New Japan Strong Openweight Championship against Big Damo.
Oh yeah, Tiger Hattori also came out and showed the belts for this match, and then he was
does
also
that every time they have a strong match.
yes, but he was also on commentary. So Tiger Hattori.
Oh, I love when he's on commentary. That's always hilarious.
Well, it's hilarious, but also he didn't get the spot on Cage Match for commentary. So sorry, Tiger.
It.
Sorry, Tiger Hattori.
That's even better. Daryl got it over Tiger Hattori and Tangaloa.
Yeah, so eat your heart out. Yeah, kind of boring. Kind of, the biggest spot in this match was Big Damo yelling at the crowd and the crowd yelling at him, and Big Damo deciding to lift his trunks to the point of showing the crowd his bare ass. And that was the biggest thing that happened probably in this match. No joke, that is what happened. Yeah, no, it was just kind of a boring match. I mean, it was good, hard hitting. I like Fred Rosser. It's just
can't go from saying it was a boring match to it was good, hard hitting. You got to pick a lane.
I'm trying to think of positives.
You don't have to think of positives. No one's gonna literally cage match put Daryl as the commentary guy. You don't have to think of positives. That's the biggest positive of anything.
I'm trying to think of positives because I'm not saying it was a bad match because it wasn't a bad match. It was just kind of boring. It was hard hitting, but it was just there was no emotion in it. There's no heat to it. I guess that's my point. You can have a hard-hitting match, but you could also have a boring match.
That's fair.
Yeah. So it is what it is.
But you can't have a good match.
No,
it's boring.
I guess that's fair.
Hiromu Takahashi versus Blake Christian. I read a lot of good things about this.
Yeah, this was a Best of Super Juniors main event match.
Hiromu woke his ass up.
Hiromu and Blake Christian put on a fantastic match. Hiromu went for a lariat to Blake Christian. Blake Christian took it but landed on his feet, and then did a lariat of his own and destroyed Hiromu. Blake Christian, busted open the night previous against Jon Moxley, re-busted open, so he was bleeding from the forehead during this match. Great stuff, fantastic work. This match was great, like 4 stars worthy. And plus, maybe great.
Was this match better than the Moxley match that I also haven't seen?
Of GCW?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that match.
Oh, damn it. I thought you did.
No, but this match was great. Really good. Not a final from a Best of Super Juniors, but like a main event of a Best of Super Juniors
night.
That's
still really good.
Daryl was on commentary during this match.
Like a Corkin Hall main event?
Yeah. This was
nice.
After the match. Hiromu was like really talking it up, and after the match, he was constantly like, "Oh my god, and he went to commentary to pick up Daryl and was just talking to Ian Riccoboni and was just like, "Oh my god, that guy's great." Just like over and over again, just like that guy was like astonished. But he's like, "That was great." And he said after the match that he wanted to face him in Best of Super Juniors. So
you know why the match was good?
Why was that?
Because Daryl was on commentary.
Daryl was on commentary in this match. Ian Riccoboni and Matthew Raywalt constantly was like, "Daryl, what did you think about the spot?" They pause for a little bit and then be like, "Wonderful." And then Matthew Raywalt, stoic as always.
I tweeted this out, but like the best thing that's happened is Riccoboni becoming the voice of New Japan Strong. Yeah. Like it happened, it quietly happened, but it's been awesome.
It's fantastic. It's a new angle for New Japan Strong. It also allows Kevin Kelly to have more free time to spend with his family / commentate on New Japan proper shows.
And Riccoboni's just the best.
And he's great. And Matthew Raywalt's not bad either. I think
I like them together.
He and Riccoboni is better, but I mean, best color commentator of all time goes to Daryl, of course. Unbelievable.
No doubt.
But yeah,
FTR and Alex Zane faced the team of Aussie and TJP.
Yeah, so
Heard good things about this too.
Good 6-man match. Really good 6-man match. Cash Wheeler left the heavyweight title at home. Did not bring it with him. It was very funny. It happens, I guess.
You don't need it.
Really good. Insane how much chemistry these 6 men have with one another. But also when you look at them, it's like, well, these are all fantastic wrestlers. So, of course.
Well, okay, hold on now. Never mind. No, go ahead.
He's a good wrestler.
You don't know who I'm talking about.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
No, you're not.
You're talking about TJP.
Nope.
Really? You don't think Alex Zane is a good wrestler?
I don't think he's a fantastic wrestler. I think he's a fine wrestler.
I think he's gotten a lot better in the past since leaving NXT.
Well, he is the sauce.
He is the sauce.
You can't have a nickname the sauce and not be good.
That's true. Since leaving NXT, he's been really, really good.
Have we ever thought about how Ryan the Sauce Neitzey deals with these, day-to-day things? Like, you are the sauce when you're on fire, right? But when you're not the sauce, you're like, whatever. Let's move on.
I don't think that nickname will stick.
All right, Kushida versus Alex Shelley. How was this? Please say it was good.
It was good. What do you expect? Really ramped up at the end there once I realized like it was a time limit draw they were going for. I was like, no, all right, I can see why the beginning was a little slow. But once it picked up and they were really going for that time limit draw, it really worked. Like I said, it went to
what they say? Who doesn't love themselves a time limit draw?
Who doesn't?
Most people.
All right. Yeah, but once it got to the end there, it really picked up and got going, and it was a good match, pretty good. It was going from Hiromu United Empire 6-man tag to that, it was definitely like, okay, we're dipping down a little bit for me, and then we went back up for the main event, which we've already talked about.
It's time for the main event.
Actually, it's not actually. We just went over the main event, so it's actually not.
Good show though. Another good strong show.
Beginning was a little slow, but definitely watched the last 5 matches of Hiromu, Takahashi, and Blake Christian. Definitely watched the 6-man tag of the later one. Watched Shelley, Kushida, and watched the main event, Moxley versus Despy.
You got it.
Easily peasily. That's what I always say. All right,
so how was Ric Flair's final match?
Hasn't happened yet. It's tonight.
I'm so happy you didn't say like he died.
So I was reading over
what are you following this?
I was reading over the roast for Ric Flair. And they constantly alluded to the idea that Ric Flair is going to die. It's just almost every single person. Well, he is
going to eventually.
Yeah, well, today. They constantly said that he is going to die in this match.
I'm giving this match 4 stars.
Yeah. I think we're going to...
if he dies in the ring, 5.
I 100% believe.
I'm just kidding, by the way. I do not want Ric Flair to die.
100% Ric Flair is either doing a top rope move or a tope. I don't care what Charlotte Flair says. He's doing a tope. I'm calling it.
Jesus Christ.
He's going to do the Kenny Omega tope where he goes over the top.
I just hope Jeff Jarrett wins. That'd be so funny.
I want Jeff Jarrett to pin Andrade. That's what I want.
I want Jeff Jarrett to play referee.
Yeah.
I want him to keep the rules officially.
I want to see that impeccable positioning out of Jeff Jarrett.
Is it time for the G1 climax?
Yeah, we can just real quickly go over the G1 a little bit. We got a tiny amount of time. Just go over the block results block standings so far.
Any of this weekend's match, but this is my time to put someone over. This is my time because we haven't talked about the G1 in a while. And I'm putting over the Rock Hard one. The Rock Hard. Juice Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
This man is the man, the best member of Bullet Club right now, because he plays the cowardly heel so well. I don't always love when people talk during their matches, but when he does it, it's fantastic. The David Finlay match, David Finlay's best match ever. No questions asked. no one can bring up another one that I'll be like, oh yeah, that was great. No, don't even try.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all because of the Rock Hard one. His first match was good. It would have been better if they could have finished it cleanly because he couldn't get him up, so it's whatever. But that match was great. Rock Hard Juice Robinson, he's the guy, Ryan. He is the guy. There's a reason he's Rock Hard, and it's to entertain all of us.
You're Rock Hard for Rock Hard Juice.
So I'm told.
So I'm told. My doctor tells me this. I
was told I'm the only person to ever love Juice Robinson more than his wife.
Juice Robinson, what a lucky man. Yeah, no.
Tony Storm, what a lucky woman.
That's also true. A block standings. We'll go over that real quickly.
I have no idea, by the way, the standings of any of this. So this is actually going to be a great segment.
Let's find out. A block currently at number 1. We had 6 points. Kazuchika Okada with 3-0.
What?
Yep.
Who would have undefeated, right?
Yes, undefeated. Who would have guessed it?
Who's he fighting? Who's in this block?
A number both with 4 points is Jeff Cobb and Bad Luck Fale. Jeff Cobb is 2-1. Bad Luck Fale is 2-2.
What? They're not pinning Bad Luck Fale?
Well, he's been pinned twice. I don't know if he's been pinned twice, but he's lost twice.
You said 2-0-2, did you not?
Yeah, he's 2-2.
Oh, they said 2-0-2.
No.
Oh.
No.
No, that makes sense.
And Jeff Cobb, should be said, Jeff Cobb's only loss so far is to Okada. So that's also a good point. With 2 points, we have Toru Yano, Jonah, and Lance Archer. Toru Yano has...
Oh, wow, this is sad.
Jonah is 1-1. Toru Yano and Lance Archer are 1-2.
Who did Yano beat?
Yano beat Jonah in the count out.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's...
I decided... I was watching Battle Los Angeles, and
which one? This past year?
This year, yeah.
That's out already?
Yeah.
Oh.
Already? It's July.
I just assume it doesn't come out for another 7 months.
Okay.
Once it's gone, it's gone.
Well, it's out. Some great matches, including the 2 main events. But I thought, imagine how much, because Jonah and JD Drake were in this tag match. And I said, imagine how much better the G1 would be if Jonah was JD Drake.
Jonah was JD Drake? Yeah.
JD Drake's better than Jonah. I don't care what anyone says. JD Drake's really good.
I love JD Drake.
He just chops the shit out of people.
Yeah.
Loses, but I don't care. I don't care if he loses.
That's fine.
He puts on a good show, just like Anthony Henry does. That's why they're the workhorsemen are great.
Yeah, I don't know if they are coming in, but they 100% should come into strong. They would be fantastic there.
That would be really good.
Along with Ring of Honor, they should also stay in.
I like JD Drake.
I do really like him. I love the workhorseman.
I wanted to put him over.
And then last in the block is Filthy Tom Lawler with 0 points, 0-2.
That's so sad.
Yeah, it's very sad. I should say that this is at the end of night 9. Should be said. This is at the end of night 9 is these results. So I believe night 9 was this morning, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was this morning. B block, you have at 6 points, 3-0, Jay White. Shocker. At 4 points is Sonata. He is 2-1. He's only lost to Jay White.
He's winning that block, bro.
With 2 points, you have Taichi, Ishii, Tamatonga, and Chase Owens.
All right, time to put over Taichi, baby.
Yeah, baby.
This guy, great tournament so far. I think he's only had 2 matches. Maybe he's had 3 by now.
Only 2.
2?
Yep.
Okay, well, his first 2 have been great. Like, great. I think, what was the first one against?
Ishii.
Yeah, that was cool. That match was great. Hell of a first couple days, by the way, in the G1.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched this weekend's, but I'm sure there's at least one really good match from this weekend.
Yeah.
But man, deserves some credit. Taichi's put in the work.
Yeah.
Ishii's been good too, by the way.
Yeah, Ishii has been really
but
good.
Everyone else
solid.
says that. Everyone says that. We gotta praise. We gotta praise Taichi and his.
Are you saying that Taichi's the new Ishii?
He's interesting.
He's the first Taichi.
No, yeah, he's the first Taichi. Taichi wins. So
Any thoughts on Tama Tonga or Chase Owens?
I watched the Tama Tonga match. Didn't watch Chase Owens match. Fuck that guy. I watched Ishii versus Tama Tonga. That was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good. Also, we haven't got to it yet. I'm gonna praise you, Juro.
All right. And then the only other person of 0 points is Great-O-Khan. He's lost twice. I don't remember who the first loss was to. But
he lost to Chase Owens.
I do know about Chase Owens. So
he lost to Chase Owens,
which is a repeat from the United States show.
Thank God! I'm so happy they ran that back. God, what a waste of talent.
Yeah.
Oh wait, he doesn't have any, so it's okay.
They're doing a story where Chase Owens, Great-O-Khan cannot beat Chase Owens.
I'd fucking quit.
That's the story.
You know how Carl Fredericks did the whole thing? If I was Great-O-Khan, I would do that.
Great-O-Khan is 0-2 versus Chase Owens in a singles match, I believe. Overall, I would have to look it up to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that is the statistic. Moving on to C block, we have tied with 4 points. 4 points, a little separate out here. Hiroshi Tanahashi, Zack Sabre Jr., and Hiroki Goto. Should be noted that Tanahashi and Zack Sabre Jr. have had 3 matches where they're 2-1, while Goto is 2-0. So he hasn't had this third match yet.
Should also be noted.
What's
Hiroshi Tanahashi should win the goddamn tournament. That's what should be noted, Ryan.
All right. Why are you mad at me?
Because I think this is your fault. Hiroki Goto's not winning this, so I hope everyone's enjoyed his little run here. But I know New Japan wants to go young soon and whatever. Hiroshi Tanahashi is still like one of the best in the world. Let's stop acting like he's not. Okay, let's stop. Let's just stop and figure ourselves out here because he's great. He continues to be great. His match with Naito was so good compared to their New Japan Cup match. And his match with who was his first match with?
Who? Hiroki Goto?
No, Tanahashi.
I believe it was with Hiroki Goto.
Oh no, it was with Hanare.
Hanare.
That upset me, but that's when I said he needs to have some Muto in him.
That's very good.
Not everyone can be the legend.
Speaking of Hanare, he has 2 points along with Naito and Evil. Hanare and Naito are 1-2, while Evil is 1-1.
You're just about to tell me the worst fucking reality in the world. Just say it. Just say who has 0.
Kenta, 0 points.
What a joke! What a joke!
0-2. He's lost. He's lost to Evil, which and
Zack Sabre Jr.
Which Evil. We're pro House of Torture podcast, so that's fine. That's fine. We're all okay.
Pro Kenta podcast too, though.
They're coming up against each other.
Did you see that Zack Sabre Jr. Kenta match?
It was really good.
Oh my god, it was the closest we've gotten to Kenta being Kenta in New Japan.
Yeah.
And he has 0 points. What a crime.
What a crime. D block here. 4 points. We got Will Ospreay and David Finlay. Will Ospreay is 2-0. David Finlay is 2-1. David Finlay is also now carrying around the IWGP US title for some reason.
He took it from Rock Hard.
Rock Hard will keep the hardness, but he'll lose the title. So that's interesting, I guess. I
guess
David Finlay. I guess if you lose a match in the G1, then the next person will hold the title. David Finlay's next match is against Yujiro Takahashi. So get hyped. And then everyone else on the block have 2 points. El Phantasmo, Yoshihashi, Juice Robinson, Yujiro Takahashi, and Shingo, all with 2 points. El Phantasmo and Yoshihashi are 1-1, while everyone else are 1-2.
Who'd Huge beat?
Huge beat, I believe he lost Phantasmo. I don't know. Let me look it up. Real quick.
I want to say that Ospreay versus Yujiro slapped. It wasn't like a match of the tournament or anything, obviously, but I don't know why. It was just really good. Like, they had drama in it that I was not ready for. because it did feel like Yujiro was going to beat Ospreay, and it was really good. The crowd was into it, and I was like, hell yeah, this is Yujiro's code of matches here. So hell yeah, he didn't win this time, but I wanted to give that one credit. And when is Ospreay versus Shingo? The answer is not soon enough.
Ospreay versus Shingo. Let's see. It was. I got it. I read it wrong. By the way, Yujiro defeated David Finlay already. So I need to look at.
So he's the IWGP.
No. David Finlay's next match is actually against Will Ospreay. On August 2nd. So that should be interesting.
So I repeat, he's the United States.
And you were asking when's Yujiro's next match?
No.
Who are you asking?
No.
What was the question?
I'm going to find it myself.
No, I got it. I got it in front of me. What's the question? No.
Forget it.
I failed you.
It's August 6th. Thank you.
Whose is August 6th? Shingo's?
Shingo versus Ospreay.
Shingo versus Will Ospreay, yes. August 6th. Will Ospreay is literally facing David Finlay, and then he's going to face Shingo.
That's the real gauntlet.
Oh yeah, baby. And then he has a bunch of nights off, and then he faces Yoshihashi on the 13th.
Also, shout out Yoshihashi for becoming a consistent member of this roster.
Yeah, Yoshihashi's done pretty well, I would say.
Yes, that's why I said shout out Yoshihashi.
So I still think, basically, if you're of 0 points, none of these people are 0-3 yet. But Kenta, Great Khan, Filthy Tom Lawler, basically, if they lose their next match, I don't know if they'll win this block. If they lose their next match, if they're 0-3, they're out. They're pretty much out. I mean, they're almost out at 0-2 practically. But it's not looking good for these three fellas. And Lawler, Great Khan, and Kenta, their next matches will be Lawler will be facing Toru Yano on the 2nd. Great Khan is facing Ishii also on the 2nd, and Kenta also on the 2nd is facing Goto. If any of those guys lose their matches, they are pretty much out of the tournament. So
yeah, it's the weird thing with the 7.
Yeah, it's every match truly matters. Every match, like the first couple matches, unlike previous tournaments where you kind of like whatever. If you lose like 3 matches, you're out. Pretty much, it's kind of crazy. So we'll see what happens there. I've been enjoying the G1 so far. I know a lot of people have been kind of off of it, but I think it's been fine. I think it's been totally fine. I think there's been some good matches, some skippable matches, but ultimately I think it's been pretty good.
Are you watching every match?
Attempting to.
Psycho.
I tend to be.
Respectfully, psycho.
I appreciate the respect. But yeah, that is it for this week's episode of Ring Post Radio. We do have an announcement to make. Fun fact. Tomorrow.
Oh shit.
You know the announcement. Tomorrow, Count Network is officially launching a Patreon. A Patron. We're launching our own tequila line. No, we're counting as having a Patreon tomorrow, August 1st. We're going rid of the Count Out Family membership through our website that we had. And we're officially starting a Patreon. Just think it's easier. There's tiers as well. There's a $3 tier that's just like a support tier that, just $3 a month. You can support us and just financially if you like. Obviously this is like we run a lot of shows and everything. It's just kind of thing that will help us run the network, help, and be able to pay as much as we can pay. People like Scotty, give him food on his plate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna have
the money.
We'll have a $3 support tier. We'll also have a $5 tier that we're calling the kayfabe tier. That has all of like the wrestling content. And for our sakes, Scotty, it will have a show that you and I have been developing and will be premiering tomorrow. Called. Do you know the name of it?
I'm not doing this.
The show is called Ryan Hasn't Seen Anything. It's where Scotty and I do, have watch-alongs from various famous matches That's right. I have never seen. Scotty may or may not have seen them, but at the very least, we can promise you that I have never seen these matches up until we recorded them. So that is going to be the Ring Post Radio content on the $5 tier for the Count Out Patreon that starts tomorrow. So get your credit cards ready for that. Scotty, would you like to tell them what the first match we're watching that I have never seen?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. I don't know if they've all heard of it. It involves Keisha. I'm just kidding. That's a different match. The first match.
That's two different matches, actually.
Yeah, that's true. The first match that Ryan never seen. Maybe this ends up, ruining his entire.
I'm taking a gamble. I'm taking a gamble with this list. Should we say some of the matches from the season?
Yeah, but this is the most important one.
Yeah, this is the one coming out tomorrow. At time of recording.
Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega.
Yeah, that's right. I've never seen
Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega. Number one. He's never seen any of them.
Nope.
But but we're doing number one first.
No, I have not seen a single Omega Okada match. I have not, and I explained how I missed it in episode 1. But yeah, that comes out tomorrow. Episode 1 comes out tomorrow. Of Ryan hasn't seen anything.
I don't know why I find it so funny. I explained why I hadn't seen it. Oh, good.
I had to give an explanation for my crime. But yes, it's new season has 10 episodes we're doing coming out I think every other week or so. I think actually no, every week. My apologies. It's coming out every week. Every Monday on Patreon on the $5 tier. So definitely worth it. You can watch us react to different matches like Omega Okada. We'll also be doing Muto Tanahashi from Wrestle Kingdom 3, Brett versus Owen at SummerSlam, Io Shirai versus Kairi Sane, a 2015 match for the World of Stardom title. A match that we called, the category that we called What the Fuck match, and we cannot wait to unveil what that match is. And also CM Punk versus John Cena at Money in the Bank. That's another match that I had never seen. So Ryan hasn't seen anything. Is coming out in $5 tier starting tomorrow. So strap in for that, folks. Kenny Omega versus Okada. But of course, if you want even more content, there's also the $10 tier. That is where you're going to get everything that we said previously, along with more additional shows of a non-wrestling variety. We'll be doing as a network, we're going to be doing monthly Jackbox Party Pack games. So if you're a Patreon person, you can join the game, play with us, or you might be able to play with Scotty if he's available or not sleep. You might be able to play with other people from the other networks. What a dig at Scotty!
What the hell was that?
And we'll also
I am sitting here respectfully minding my own business, not doing anything, letting you go on your whole spiel about your money laundering.
We need people to subscribe to the Patreon. Don't call it money laundering. What are you doing?
And this is called payback for attacking me while I'm sitting here minding my own business.
So we'll be able to have monthly Jackbox Party Pack games with you all. You also get all the previous tiers.
Scotty rants where I'm just going to record a rant and it's me screaming into the mic for 5 minutes.
That I'll be happy to have that on the Patreon. We'll also be having a D&D Dungeons and Dragons shows that we're calling Cantrips and Clotheslines, where I'm on it. So if you want to hear me play Dungeons and Dragons, my character's name is The Pebble, so you know it's going to be great. So we got a lot of that stuff coming out starting tomorrow.
I'm not on any of this.
You're not on the D&D show. No, you're not.
I'm not on any of these things.
You are. You're in Ryan hasn't seen anything. You have a whole show. What are you talking about?
That's not my show. It's
called
called Ryan hasn't seen anything.
You haven't pitched a show for the Patreon.
I don't have a show for the Patreon. I have enough shows.
You do have a lot of shows. I never asked because I assume you have a billion shows.
1 billion shows.
But yes, so that starting the Patreon tomorrow. All the previous stuff that was on the family membership will also be coming over to the Patreon, so you'll be able to access that. But otherwise,
sold me.
What's that?
You sold me on it.
Yeah, it's going to be great. There's obviously going to be more content from other podcasts and whatnot. I've been toying around with other ideas for other shows, but at the very least, for our listeners, $5 tier. Ryan hasn't seen anything. If you want to hear more of me, I'll be on the D&D show at the $10 tier. Or if you just want to support the network, which inevitably supports us, there's the $3 tier. And it would certainly shout you out and thank you over there. The $3 tier actually gets something special, Scotty, which is audio a month, where you will put one audio or video thing from the Patreon paywall, I guess, the $5 paywall, up for the $3 tier subscribers, so that they can listen to it. They have all month to listen to it, and then once the month is over, it goes back behind the $5, $10 tier, unavailable to those people. So, even as a $3 tier person, you can be able to listen to some content made available to you. So that's a little thank you to you all. But yep, that's the Patreon. Other than that, you can follow us on Twitter at Ryan Neitzey, at Scotty Wrestling. Scotty, what was your match of the week?
Bryan Danielson versus Daniel Garcia.
Yeah, that's an easy peasy one, isn't it?
Well, we talked about literally everything else.
Yeah, we did talk about everything else.
This weekend was the loud weekend, and I haven't got to watch it all, so I can't give you anything else.
That's fair. That's fair.
Sorry.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. You gotta be okay. I'm very tired.
You did not sleep. I'm going to shout out Nick Wayne versus Alex Zane from GCW. Surprise, surprise! The People versus GCW. I did watch a match.
That's very against our culture here on Ring Post.
I know. I know.
So,
but I'm introducing the cultures.
I'm gonna need you to take a step back. Maybe apologize.
I can't. It was a good match. It was a really good match.
What do you mean?
It's Nick Wayne. It's Nick Wayne, Alex Zane. Their last names rhyme. That's how you know the match is gonna be good.
I can't believe you just said it's Nick Wayne to me, as if that changes anything.
It's Nick Wayne, Alex Zane. Their last names rhyme, so it's a good match. That's
Nick
fact.
Wayne, Alex Zane. Sorry.
Anyways, that was a really good match. Go check that out.
It was also a really good match.
What's that?
The Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega one that we watched.
Yeah, again, coming on the Patreon $5 tier tomorrow. Go check that out.
Let's get rid of those. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
And we'll be having more stuff. And, at some point as well, I don't know exactly when, but Scotty and I will have to start recording season 2 of that show. And we'll probably start taking recommendations for matches that I have never seen.
Unless they're bad.
Unless they're matches I have seen or Scotty refuses to watch it. Which
my power.
He has power. He has beauty. He has grace. He has power. That is it for this week's episode. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Make sure you join the Patreon tomorrow. We hope everyone does. And go listen to the show and make fun of me. It's okay. If I get $5 a month, make fun of me. I'm cheap.
Even if he doesn't.
Even if it doesn't, how often do you and I do watch alongs, right? It's worth it.
Right.
Are you all right? Oh, okay. The audio got real fucked up. Anyways, that's it for this week's episode. We'll see you all next Sunday for a 1-year anniversary, baby. Goodbye.